Oi, oi. Welcome back to the Matt and Lika channel. Prompt, as always, I do not like to be 1 second late. There I am. Let me just check my comms. Oh, my background looks beautiful. There I am. Let me just check my comms. Okay, we're good to go. It's going to be good tonight, guys. It's going to be something we can all think about and something we can all relate to. And some really big questions, really, concerning my personal journey in this realm and what they tell us about this place, which really doesn't fit. What we're going to talk about tonight is going to be things of magic, magical things. And in the old world, all you ever see is everything relating to magic. In the Bible, it's magic. In all of the texts, it's magic. Right the way up until like the 1800s, everything is about magic. But in modern day, our culture is not really run around it, or they don't tell us that it's run around it. But it really is. Ritual and ceremonial magic are practiced regularly by the powers that should not be, with an effect of control. But what I'm going to propose tonight, to me, the way I'll explain things. No, we'll do this together. And maybe I'll come up with a different conclusion. But at this moment, I'm thinking, well, this place is like literally a sim. And this is proving it. The magic things that I'm going to explain to you are just fantastical. Yeah, apparently it's all happening. And I have experienced some of this myself, which is going to take some explaining. Namely, precognitive dreams that I have had. I mean, in the exact events of the next day to the letter, which was quite scary. Lots of deja vu. And when I was young, up until a certain age, maybe 6 years old, I used to see stuff. And even later, like lots of strange stuff that I wouldn't really talk about on the internet. So why is it possible that some people in this realm have the gift of seership? Forsooth, what sayeth, and the ability to dream, because this is going to be a lot about dreams in this post, the ability to dream and it become a reality. How is that even possible? Almost as if your dreams mold the reality that is to come later. The questions we're going to ask in this is life or our future pre-designated? Is there a script already written for each one of us, which is why we get to a certain point and we're at the bar and a conversation goes down and then that thing hits you like a sledgehammer, deja vu, that you've heard, and the exact same circumstances before? What about the Crosby, Stills and Nash album, Deja Vu? The songs on there, Deja Vu. I have been here. We have been here before. And it makes you wonder what's going on. Yeah, well, it does make you wonder because I have definitely, 2023, I had 2 precognitive dreams. I mean, I've seen the exact events of the next day, conversations and everything. And even to the extent that I knew the next day, I knew what the person was going to say even before they said it, because I'd seen it in the dream the night before. So maybe somebody out there could explain to me in all of reality how that is even fucking possible, or all of the unusual circumstances all around my life that have happened. How is any of that even humanly possible? All of the stuff that I seen when I was a child, how is that even humanly possible in the paradigm that they say we are living in? Well, this is why I'm on the internet, and this is why I'm striving for answers. So we're going to dig deep. We're going to look into the occult, loads of different really juicy manuscripts, a couple of which I've shared below in the descriptions box. But I think this, at this stage of the game, I think this, that all of these people that we're going to look at, and this is a list of, oracles, mystics, lamas, monks in churches, magicians, sages, mages, magi, fortune tellers, witches, warlocks, wizards. They all know the same thing. And it's this: they can hack the construct and make whatever they are desiring happen, just like in a simulation. That includes things like voodoo. That includes things like, as I mentioned, ritualistic and ceremonial magic, because we all, with our language that they gave us, do a lesser magic every single day without our even knowing it. But that's part of the construct of the language. Spells. This is why we spell words, because they are spells, as I'm sure loads of people in the Truther community are already fully aware of. The trick with language. So we're going to dig deep into precognitive dreams. We're going to think about remote viewing. People like Edgar Casey. You know, he says that he could go into the past, the Atlantis. He said he could go into the future. Well, prophecy seems to be all about prophecy. Now, I can't lie when I say to you that I have had glimpses of the future in the past. Even coming up to what happened in 2020, I talked about all of it happening in about 2018, 2019. People who were there at the time can verify this is true, and even added a bit of it into literature. Like, I knew, because I did have glimpses. I was thinking, you're fucking dead. That's what I was thinking. I didn't even know where it was coming from, guys. And I had that in my head as well for what was going to happen. Talked to friends about it, even before it happened. And then when it came, it was like, you know, when somebody's talking shit to you and it goes in one ear and out the other, it was that. It went in one ear and out the other. Nothing even registered because I already knew it was what was happening. All of it. Magical words. Abracadabra. Open sesame. Simsalabim. Shabam. There are loads of words, magical words for opening portals, but it's a vibrational thing, isn't it? It's a sound that can open a portal. And also, magic requires different technologies. That would be plant technologies. That would be incense, things from nature, frankincense, whatever, incenses, and tools of divination, tools for seeing the future, like smoke and crystal balls. So obviously there is the the money-making opportunity for fortune tellers to be able to spin you a yarn by picking everything up in your morphic field and then splurting it back to you without the day. Back in the days, they didn't have Google. Things were done by mind, you see. So you could work it all out and then chisel so many other people, tell them what they want. That's not the case. I don't think that is the case. I think some of these fortune tellers are gifted. The one I've tried to see, and she closed my hand and said, "No, my love, I can't read you." I was like, "What do you fucking mean you can't read me? Am I going to die?" She goes, "Nothing like that. I'm just not, I won't be allowed to read you." I was like, "Can my money back then?" And I was like walking off, scratching my head. She come up and give me the money back. I was like, that's the weirdest thing, one of the weirdest things. Well, DMT is really interesting, so me Sasquatch, because we're obviously, I think we're biomechanical machines. And, most of the DMT is actually released not just by the human brain, the mind, but in the human lungs. And there is a specific way you can breathe that is psychedelic. And I know people practice this years ago, breathing to a certain way, and they would get like God high from just breathing and releasing DMT from their own body. So, but that was way back in the times when we were all experimenting with such things in the psychedelics encyclopedia, way back when. So let me give you a few of your shouts. It's awesome to see you guys. Hope you have a good time tonight. We got later on. So the first hour of this, I got cotton off. Thank you, Scott, who sent me some Beatles stuff. Missed the whole beginning. Oh, damn. Well, anyway, I missed nothing. So the first hour or so with this post, because it's a live, we're going to look at magic. These books I got, everything is going to be really, really juicy. I'm just going to explain things as I go with linking in my personal experiences. Obviously, they're my experiences, and I don't expect all of you to have had these same experiences, but I can assure you I'm not lying. I'm telling you that all what I'm saying is the truth. I have precognitive dreams, deja vu all the time, and glimpses of the future. Fucking prophet, guys. Yeah, I am. And there's no doubt about it in my mind. That's exactly what I am. There's been other prophets in history. Well, Jesus wasn't a prophet, was he? Because if he was a prophet, he would have prophesied that they were going to torture his ass and nail him up, and he could have skipped town early. I don't think he would have volunteered himself for that sort of thing, do you? No, I'm not sure. Anyway, what about Nostradamus? I went to the birthplace of Nostradamus. It was shit. There was nothing there. I thought it would be buzzlit. I thought they would have milked it commercially, but they didn't. So I've always been the first time I ever heard the words Nostradamus, I was about 5, 6, 7-year-old, something like that, little kid. And it shook me to the core, and I didn't even know why. I was like, what is it? What does that word mean? It was like doom to me. So Noah's not exactly a prophet, but he did have a tip-off from God or an angel saying, look, dude, you're going to need to build a boat because the whole world's going to get flooded and you're all going to die. There's been some interesting visions as well that come out of Antiquity. One of my favorites is the visions of Ezekiel. The visions of Ezekiel and Ezekiel's wheels, which show futuristic craft, wheels within wheels. We'll look at all of that in this post, and then later on, oh, yes, Squirrel Sniper. You're very interesting. Let me put that comment up. We're going to reminisce. For you older people, it's going to be joyful. For you younger viewers, if there are any, you're probably going to not understand the 1960s and the 70s. We're going to reminisce of what the world was like. God, it was amazing. Oh. Holotropic breathwork. That's the word. Thank you for that. Yes. And it's a psychedelic breathwork. Yeah. I was practicing that years ago. I had a little go of it. Just about everything else too. So yeah, today I am Marticus von Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Why? I just doesn't even matter. Or a spaceman on planet Mongo. I don't think so, Jojo. Dallas. Okay, yeah, it's going to be really enlightening, Dallas. You're going to love this. You're going to love this. And I know some of you have experienced some of this stuff. It's a kind of magic from our brother Bob Sykes. Really, really, really respect Bob Sykes. He's absolutely awesome human being. There's my lovely Cheryl Bailey, who's in the chat as well. And Mikeage. Yeah. Well, talking about breath work, I wouldn't hold your breath. Okay, I think it's talking about conscious. Everything is mind in this place, and we're going through the spirits, the souls in this place are going through a shift, and it is out of our frame of reference what is going to happen to us. This is what I got from it so far. It's this. It's fucking brilliant. Okay, you waiting? You ready? Personally, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hack the construct with my newfound knowledge. Okay, and I'm going to be a superhero. Hands up who wants to be a superhero. Yeah? What's your super ability going to be? My super ability is all of them, like Homelander. Except I won't be burning people's heads off or anything. That'd be really lovely. What do you think? As I walk, flowers will just bloom and explode behind me. Like, just not explode. I mean, like, blossom. Flowers everywhere. Oh, don't worry. That's just my fantasy. And that's my business. Okay, Philip Clark, good to see you. Vibes, invisibility. Oh, that's a good one. I used to think that when I was younger, really for pervy reasons. But in this day and age, I don't think I'll bother. Things have changed drastically. Unless you're into Michelin, fucking man, that is. So there's that. Sean, we're going to reminisce now, guys. We're going to look back to 1970s when people looked like people. You're going to just, whatever's happened, I'm not really sure. Sasquatch, God is great. He's great. He's also the inventor of the universe. I think, excuse me, that we are all that and more. All of us together are the collective God, and we're all little gods. I know it's presumptuous to say, because most people think that there's another guy in the clouds with a beard, which there might be, but I don't think he's in the clouds with a beard, probably at a keyboard somewhere, looking like the architect out of The Matrix, Tom Campbell. And he's like, sort of, it's exactly like the fucking Matrix. God, the Oracle, okay? And when he hits the vase over, yeah, she's like, she knows that vase is going to be hit over. He doesn't know, but she's like playing the Pre-cog game, you know, the Oracle. And then they eat a psychedelic cookie. Something's definitely in that cookie, but I think it's a hack for the universe. And then she says, oh, well, you're not the one. But it turns out he was, wasn't he? Or maybe not, because it doesn't really matter in the end of it, because it was all about what you think you are. And he knew. At the end, the Smiths couldn't get him. He's like bouncing off bullets like this. Smith's going like, wah, kung fu in him. And he's like, because nothing can hurt you. Because I think that's what's possible. I think we can be superhumans if you hack the universe, the construct, or whatever you want to call it. And do you know how you do it? Use your mind. It's a mind hack. Anyway, allow me to elaborate along the way. Joe, good to see you. So it's the sun's gone in Britain for a little while. No, there is no spoon. Hang on, let's get that right. There was no spoon, the boy said. Imagine, right, you are the spoon. This is in the same mode of thinking as when, which we'll look at later. Bruce Lee, who I beat up in a dream, Bruce Lee said that imagine you are water and be like water. Yeah. If you're going to fight something else, imagine you are it, become it, you know, because it's a fluid reality and you can become that thing. You can become that tree. You can become that camel. Not that you'd fight a camel, because that would just be weird. So I don't even know why camel come to mind there. Echoes of the Past. Nice little name you got going on there. And Isabella. Okay, I'm sure we're going to have loads of questions along the way, but we're going to have a really, really good images and everything this week. El Diablo, Radio International. Sorry, what's that? I won't hold it against you that lied is in your name, but yeah, Mr. Stupid. It's Estonian, so I don't think Litska means actually the same in German. It actually means little song. Litska means little song. So I think I'm going to have to block you for just coming at us without any love and intent. There, there's that. Yes, buckle up, guys. Buckle up. This is going to be crazy. We've got a lot of humor later as well and things to giggle at. Okay. Nothing with our Lord Jesus Christ in it anymore, because I promised this lady. Oh, good. Well, good to hear it. Your name is the devil, though. I'm just saying. So there's that. It's a bit, you know. I won't block you. Okay, you're not going anywhere. Okay. Okay. Turn the corner. Come back to us. Okay. Don't be grumpy. There you are. So, Martin, deal with that without being a control freak. What do you think of that? Dun, dun, dun. Nailed it. YouTube is a funny place, isn't it? Can't we just get along? Remember all of them flowers that are all just bursting out of the ground in the desert right now. That's what we're going to do. We're going to plant a 1,000,000-foot tree with our minds. That tree's going to start growing. It just come up, okay? And then it'd be in the news. It's like, this ginormous tree has just grown. We're like, yeah, that was us. Didge, good to see you. Nailed it. See, D'Angelo, my brother, I'm getting better. I'm getting better at being this human being thing. It's taken a while, man. I fucking couldn't get it at all. I was like, how do you do human being? Fuck, you know. A genie granted me a wish. I said, I just want to be happy. Now, here I am living in a cottage in the woods with 6 dwarves. Oh, it's what you think it is. This might not be bad. It might be good. So Hollis is in the house. What's going on, my bro? Good to see you, non-sheep. Okay, let's get into some pictures and stuff, shall we? It's Marianne, my friend. Dimps, Hippie, LA Literalist, NA. It's good to see you. Scott, Jeannie. We're going to look at a book of Persian genies later, because they got some strange things going on, especially the mages and the the magi, people from Persia who practice Zoroasterism happens to be forbidden magic and black magic. They still use it in the modern day, apparently. Who knew? Well, we did. JT? But it's just like easy antidote, guys, yeah? Once you like become superhuman, it just Smiths just bounce off you in Planet Mongo. They just bounce off you. The bullets is brilliant. Goldie, it will be excellent, and you should be excited. You should feel a little tickly feeling in your belly. Yeah, squiggly, wiggly, flat thumbs. I can only do the one, and my hand is literally busted. Plus, I've got like arthritis in my fingers, so they're hurting. Mel, because apparently age is crap. Is like I'm older than I wish to be, so fuck that shit. Again, all is mind, isn't it? So it's what you think it is. Show me Sasquatch. There you are. So there you are. My name Liedtke is little song. It's nothing to do with lying. And if it was lying, I'd tell you all about it. Okay, in a damage. What's it called? In a confession or something. Zorro, who makes the sign of the Z. I had a Zorro mask and a Zorro sword. They used to do little kids ducking down a toy shop, Zorro kits. So you get the mask, you get a sword with a little chunk of chalk on the end, and you can do Z's on the end. God, I loved Zorro. Yeah, I was proper Zorro for a while, going off saving people. Yeah, I was always the hero as well in my fantasy games when I was a kid. You know, except when we were playing British and Germans, I always wanted to be Rommel, but that is understandable because I don't know. Bonnie, good to see you, lovely, and everyone. So let's feel all cutchy. We're going to go through a lot of information. Some of it is going to be linked below. There's another book that is in a PDF form I'm going to show, which is magnificent. But I can't seem to. Well, we're going to talk about alchemy as well. Yeah, I can't seem to link it because it's a PDF. But if you send me an email, I'll be happy to give it to you. We'll do all that later. Right, let's get on with the show because it's Flaterday night. Ooh, good night. Having our best fun, our best time. Okay, let's have a think about people in history who are able to see the future. Here's one here. Okay, Oracle of Delphi. Now, apparently, looking at Delphi, the area itself, it doesn't look particularly volcanic in the modern day, but they're saying in the past that there was a vent that used to leak poisonous gases, and she had a chair above it. She got off her head on noxious gases and had visions. And then, you know, what the score is this. So say you're Alexander the Great. Okay, I was going to go for someone else. Alexander the Great. You are just like Neo, right? Alexandra, you have to go to the Oracle to see if you're the one. Okay, so he goes off, gives the Oracle a few quid, gold bars, whatever. Yeah, and then she does the trip and then says, yeah, man, your campaigns are going to be awesome. And you're probably going to be one of the greatest conquerors in the history of the world ever, actually, Alex. And he's like, well, fuck yeah. Off he goes and conquers the known world. Okay. So what happened there? What happened there? Did she actually see the future of him like battering or everyone? Yeah. Or did she just predictively program him and he did it all himself because of the belief system? Because the Oracle actually told him that was a score. Because she knows how the Matrix works. Well, maybe they're not. I'm not saying that the Oracle of Delphi is a charlatan at all, but there is a chance. I don't know. So, in the past, and I mean right up until I got a book from 1919, which is looking for witches and black and white witches in Newport and Cardiff and South Wales area in a newspaper cutting. So there was like that interest in it, and there was all of the spin-offs, your Rosicrucians, Philosophians, Blavatsky crew, and all of the rest of it, all of the spin-offs of all of them branches of occultism, which is based and steeped in magic. So magic is got magnet in the word. So I think magic is just technology that we don't understand, because all of it is obviously technology. I think all what I'm going to explain definitely points towards some sort of simulation. So this is something that apparently people are worried about. If this was real, yeah, the Horsemen of Apocalypse would turn up on Harley Davidsons at least. Yeah, because let's be honest, if they came down the road looking like that, people are going to try and give them money, because people like literally look like that in the modern day, don't they? They say if you look at this image for more than 10 seconds, yeah, you will become fantastically abundant. Apparently so. No, I made all that up. Apparently it's a bit like Cabin in the Woods. I don't know. It's what you think it is, isn't it? So yeah, this is an old book made out of human skin. Bet you any money. And the ink is human blood, baby's blood. And it's a book of magic spells, and they use Solomon sigils, because Solomon sigils, these things around the edges you can see, they are electrical forces, because it's, look who it is. She was a bit plump for the nice witch, but again, a ginger, aren't they always? I think all witches are ginger, as far as I know. Sexy, eh? She turns up and she's like lovely, but she's not really, is she? She's actually a murderer. They all are. All of them witches. You've all seen Rosemary's Baby. You know this shit's going down. Now, her, when I was traumatized as a child by her, I used to go to bed and I used to see her in my head. Come here, my pretty. Give me your slippers. Yeah, she used to scare the shit out of me. And she used to have these little dimps called flying monkeys. Fly, my pretties, fly. And they used to do a beckoning. So she was proper evil, but she wasn't. She had a good side to her. She could have killed Dorothy at any moment. What she'd do? Dope her up in the fields with a bit of ergot. Poor fucking Dorothy. She was going to kill that dog, though. Fly, my pretties, fly. And you get, see, when you're a chief witch, you get an army of flying monkeys. A bit like on YouTube. Let's have a look at alchemical symbols for, oh, this one's a bit dark, isn't it? This is the Phoenicians here. Look, I think the Phoenicians are definitely vegetables, you know. I'm not actually sure. They're always carrying them. I got to think about them. Now, all of this is the mind. I think what we're even looking at there is something to do with the mind or the human body. The whole thing looks like a trachea or something. But they know about how consciousness works, for a better word, and they use endless amounts of, tools so that we don't do this. Now, in the end of the film Matrix, sorry to go on about the Matrix, guys, but it's like a documentary rather than a movie. The whole world changed after the Matrix. It was a bigger impact than, say, PlayStation 2. It was just massive, wasn't it? And then they tell us with all like the Disney films and the all of the endless Avengers and the other franchises, the story about superheroes. Yeah. Now the last thing Neo does is he flies. Yeah. Now, hold that. Right. Now I am actually a very good, not too bad. I can't go at light speed. Very good flyer in my dreams. I can fly a lot. I fly really well in my dreams. I've been doing it a long, long time. And I used to be able to fly around my house as well and down my stairs like that. Just float down my stairs in the house where I lived as a kid. And then float into the settee in my room, asleep. I gather I was asleep. I was able to do it. I think that people could have got around like this in the past. I think we were all like super humans. So a massive hologram there. He's got a swastika, but it's not really. It's one of those. Have you ever seen the film Jeepers Creepers? You ever seen the thing he throws? It's like a twisted Chinese star, yeah, made out of human skin. That's what he's got there. I don't know who this deity is, but he's really, really large. And does that happen in our reality? Do you think you can ever see like 100-foot high man walking down the road in your life? Do you ever think that? I don't think I don't think that's going to happen. Because do you know why? Because it's all happening in there. So it could happen in your mind. So what I've discovered is this, is that your dreams can become reality. Out of the field of infinite possibilities, you go through all the different permeations. You choose out the best one that you're equipped for at that moment in time in your spiritual progression, because we're at different stages, and you grab it. Here's Solomon. He was an enlightened being, wasn't he? Why does it say Henry, like Jesus thing in the background? Oh, and this could be actually Pontius Pilate. Was he actually saintly? Okay, this is, if you get like superpowers, you can get obviously Homelander skills, and then you can just like wear people's faces up. Nah, I'm joking. Hypnotism. Have you ever seen it at work? I always was just under the impression that I was immune to hypnotism. I don't think I can be hypnotized at all. But maybe I can be. So what if the whole place that watches social media, you've seen all of the people, the Instagrammers and the influencers and all of the people of the realm lately, have you? It's very strange, isn't it? Very unhuman. It's more like Hunger Games, isn't it? Even the fashion's gone like Hunger Games as well, isn't it? You know, just ludicrous fashions. I don't even know what's happened, guys. So hypnotism is a type of magic, isn't it? And mesmerizing and bedazzlement. Bedazzlement, like bedazzled. People who have the sparkly spell put on them. It's a spell. Bedazzled. There are all sorts of magic spells that can be used and that are real. Now, the consequences of thinking bad intent about people are pretty extreme in this construct. I have found in purgatory that is being watched closely. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you're sitting there and you're fantasizing about murder and murdering somebody terribly, yeah, don't. Okay, I'm so over all of that now. Just don't do it. Okay, turn it around and think, well, actually, that shitty person made me learn something. Learn something about myself, really, really valuable, and you can put a price on it, and you should be thanking them, really, even though they were total shit. Everything has a spin side, and it is always the same reason. All is mind, and it's you doing it. That is it, guys. So witches, yeah, have you noticed in this period, year 1643, the W is like two V's, Vich, and then they join up a little time later. It's really unusual. So witches, what can be said of them? Okay, well, they know about mixing things like, I don't know, nipple of gazelle, tail of newt, spit of a sailor. I don't know, or frogs. Well, that makes sense, because you can get really, my friend droid Steve, back in the day, used to be on YouTube and television, and that musician. He had a toad, and he used to excrete a psychedelic substance. So you could lick the toad and trip, not unlike LSD. He borrowed me that toad, but I didn't want to give it back. He knocked that door for ages. I was hiding behind the curtains with my newfound friend that I loved very, very much. He's like, Martin, give me my fucking toad back. So I gave him his toad back, because I'm, I'm not an asshole. But I did keep it for a bit, and I did contemplate running away with it as well. I was a very young man. Times have changed. So yeah, do you think there's a demon thing that will buff it up? Yeah, well, there is actually a demon thing that will buff it up. What you do is you take 5 grams of psilocybin, and then you close your eyes and you think negative thoughts, and one of these demon things will turn up like, wah! And I used to see them all the time when I was young, like literally demonic entities just going, wah, wah. But being as I like not really worried about anything, I used to think, yeah, don't get too close. You're going to be in big trouble, Buster, sort of thing. So yeah, Baphomet, as you can see in this book from 1861, it is a treatise, a book about the dogma and ritual of magic. Now, back to the magic that they make us do. Thankfully, some of us, all of us, are doing lesser magic on a daily basis. Yes, we are. But they trick some people into doing worse magic without their actually knowing about it. Again, hypnosis could play a role in that, and mind control. People doing things that they wouldn't ordinarily do. Drug addiction's a bit like that, isn't it? When people are addicted to drugs, they do unimaginable things they would never do if they were not on them, and that is a fact. So here she is. This is an oracle, a witch in the old world. Totally, well, I'll just use the word lucid, shall I? Absolutely fantastic. And she's got this pin, and she's sticking it in an effigy of someone who has royally pissed her off. Now, voodoo will work because if you think it'll work, it'll work. If you think, fuck you, I'm more powerful, it ain't going to touch you. That's a fact. And if you're in grace, it would be had, again, if you were a complete fuck up, there's a good chance it's going to work. People do it. It's been used in Haiti for time immemorial and other places. This stuff's still used in the southern states, like places like Louisiana. We've all seen Live and Let Die, James Bond, haven't we? Bad press on the... Ouija boards, they tell you stuff. No, let's have a look what it says. S-E-F. Awkward. So, sex with ghosts. Now, my auntie swore that she was held down a bit like Helen Moran in the movie Entity and raped by ghosts. That's what she said was happening. She said ghosts were turning up and having their way with her, and she was being violated in her sleep also. And I've heard this a lot. I've heard it off other people. Oh yeah, there's something turns up in the night and violates me. And I don't mean uncle either. I mean something from another realm. So have you seen dead people? Have you seen ghosts? Have you? Have you heard ghosts? Things that go bump in the night. Curtains blowing up. Strange happenings. Any of you? Is it you that's doing it? Well, it's all happening in your mind. So I'm guessing it is because the movie, let's just imagine like this. Okay. Shalala like this one. This is a good one. Okay. You're like an Audie Murphy type character, right? And you've just rode in on your horse, yeah, to a sleepy wild western town. Yeah. It's carnage everywhere, but you're a gunfighter. You put everything to rights. They smack a badge on you, you're sheriff. Now, you are God of that town, okay? You are sheriff of that town, yeah? Well, that's how reality works. You're actually sheriff of your town. You're God of your universe because it's happening in your mind. Everything that happens in the outside world is coming out of there. For all of us together, we're being minded, guys. One great universal hive mind, and there's not that many of us here, which is why somebody was crying at me the other day saying, what about all the terrible things that are happening in the world, Martin, like sick children and that? Yeah, no fucking shit, Sherlock. Yeah, obviously this is a big reason why I do what I do, because of all the injustices in the world, but they're also the narrative of, well, unless you actually get on a bus, go to the wards and actually go and visit them yourself, it's not even in your frame of reference, not you at all. So why are you even darkening your reality with thinking those terrible thoughts? People are wired to that, and they think it makes them a great, caring, fucking humanitarian do-gooder. Well, it doesn't actually, because it bypasses your spiritual journey in wankland, is what it actually does. We can all love, feel compassion for the terrible things that are happening in our world, okay? We can. Yeah, but do we live our existences based on that and thinking about it all the time? Like, what about this poor country? What about that poor country? Yeah, what about them? Charity begins at home, guys. Yeah, you should be thinking about your family, your state, wherever you live, and what's going on with you. Fucking don't worry about all that. If they got problems and they want to blow themselves up, fucking what we fucking do. That's what I say. Don't even worry about it. Because you don't have to worry about it, because you'll be opening your window every day and the birds will still be fucking tweeting, and you won't know nothing about it until what? Until you turn on the television and the news tells you, or your devil device tells you. Okay? Otherwise, you won't know nothing about it. And the whole world is like that. Really, if you think in those thoughts like they want you to, about all bad things and dreaming about it and then playing it on your mind, guess what's going to come down the road later on? And you'll be thinking, fuck me, that's just like what I was thinking about. Like, yeah, God, face plant. Yeah, no shit. No, imagine what would have happened if you'd have turned those thoughts into something beautiful and productive for the greater good of humanity. Which I will do with my new superhero powers, which is soon to come, which I have already, because I'm obviously a prophet. So if you get in an altered state of consciousness, which is something I've been doing since the earliest age, as far as I know. And here's a guy here, he's having visions, as you can see. So visions of the future. People have seen images, visions in a altered state of consciousness of the future. Now, how is that possible? That you can project your mind to a point that is in the future time, which hasn't, and the future now, okay, which I should say, because there's only nows, now, a future now. Oh, do you want me to tell you how it's done? There is no past, present, or future. It's only the now. So going that way or that way, like Edgar Casey found pretty easy to do in his theta state, gone. And talking of theta states, that's when they control you the most. When kids are developing from the age of 1 to 7, they're thinking more in a theta state, and that is when they come in with the programming. Oh, evolution. We have wars, we kill one another, we're really dangerous, we're insignificant, we don't even mean that much, we're a tiny blue dot. When the opposite is fucking true, guys. We mean everything. We are the center of creation and we are being watched. Whew. These people are magicians, and they know that human consciousness co-creates reality based on what the mind believes to be true and real, even if it's not. This process is amplified when instilled in crowd consciousness, sporting events, pop music. They are projected what they want into your mind, so you build it for them. And that is exactly what is going on, guys. They are literally want you to build the world for them by what they tell you the world is. And it's nothing. Everything is against what human beings are about, guys. They want a society of fear and hating everybody fucking else. When the truth is, guys, that is a society that's destined for failure and death. A society of fear. It's going to go nowhere. It's not sustainable. It'll just implode. But a society based on love, passion, and understanding, you don't have to go over fucking board. You still, get your knickers in a twist about things if you have to. I'm just saying that they're going the wrong way. They're going the wrong way, and they're taking the wrong road. But it is in our power as a collective of the truth community to bring everyone back home. That is what I think. I think that our minds together can do that. It's just words in there, right, so they understand it. In Planet Mongo, because they're all really, really, will fight you. I've done all of this activism and that, and they will fight you over what they believe to be true. And it's not. And I don't know what the truth is, except this experience really does seem that it's me doing it. In my experience. Witches taken to court and causing all sorts of commotion in the past with magical powers. Now, tarot cards some people say that tarot and things like superstition and them sort of things sinful, don't they? Okay. Well, it is a program. I just seen someone saying there, and it's a game as well. And guess what, guys? You can change it. You can change the game. You can change the rules of the game as well. This game is on as well. I know that much. And you know, there's a superior mind behind it all, and I'm not sure if there is AI. You know, because there's like a human thing behind it. I feel, but it's got AI working for it. That's what I think, anyway. So there. I went to Glastonbury recently, and the first thing I done was hook up and just talk to this mystic that was there called Eagle Blue. And as I talked to him, he had tarot cards in his hand. He just blew out of his hands, 5 of them. And I picked them up, and he read them to me, and he was like blown away. He was like, wow, wow, wow. And one of them was a storm card. And that night, like literally, ended up climbing fucking mountains with a suitcase. Cheryl was absolute like mayhem. But it got better after that point. So even with the tarot cards, you know, it's a case of predictive programming. Oh, it says you're going to meet someone beautiful, a priestess, like what they said in the James Bond film Live and Let Die. And then lo and behold, who's sitting there? Fucking Jane Seymour. That's a really strange name, isn't it? Seymour. On a Seymour. So yeah, so Solomon the Great. Okay, he's definitely in this, you know, the magical realm of, you know, there's the magic circle, isn't there? You know, people who can do magic like young Dynamo. But even Penn and Teller are not in the magic circle, but Dynamo is. So why can Dynamo do things like walk on the Thames, make things disappear, walk through shop windows, and it doesn't appear to be an illusion or any camera trickery? How is he pulling off these things? Well, he's not permitted to say, but he can produce glitches in the construct, as we all can. And I've done it before, and I know I have. I know it don't sound fantastic or anything, guys, but somebody threw something at me once from a long distance, and I caught it like that, and I threw it straight back, and it planted him straight in the face from miles of fucking way. And I was like, he was more in shock than in pain. He was like, my God, that was fucking superhuman. And I was like, my God, that was superhuman. And I've done numerous things like that throughout my life, you know, where I would think to myself, my God, that was just superhuman. Happens now and again, but not when you actually try to think about it. Although I do envision, like, you know, like playing snooker, envision potting in that black, and I guarantee you that fucking ball is going down. This is how I play pool, is with my mind before I do it. And I know, even before I hit that table, I'm going to fucking win. I just know it. I know I'm going to win. You can't beat me. So Solomon sigils, as you can see, this is a book of sigils. Now, these apparently are magic spells. I got told way back on the internet days that you're not to look at them for too long, because something happens, your brain snaps or something. So I'm only joking. So they are electrical circuitry. So because this place is some sort of electrical construct, which it is, in a fluid medium. So somebody else who thought they knew about magic, as a magician, yeah, is very tubby looking, young Aleister Crowley. Now, Aleister Crowley thought himself a magician. He went off to, this looks like it's a copy of the Emerald Tablet of Thoth or something, and then take these ancient understandings of the mystical schools, the mystery schools. And what are the mystery schools teaching? What are the mysteries? What are the secrets? What are the doctrines? They are magic. And do you know what magic is? The ability to use your mind to control or create and manifest within the construct. They're fucking doing it. And I think we can do it. I'm just getting to just tipping my toes in and feeling it, and it's lovely and warm, is what I'm thinking. I'm going to dive in. So yeah, tarot cards, juggler, and you get the death card. So if you had like somebody like you've done you a tarot card reading, and it's like, oh fuck me, got the death card, mate. Ooh, it's not looking too good for you, is it? And you're like, oh, for fuck's sake. And then you're tripping up and you're just like trying to be careful you don't get killed or anything. And then you accidentally. Nothing will happen because you're in control. If you're sheriff of your own town, master of your own universe. Only these fuckers try and hack us because they know something that we didn't. The secrets to the construct, magic that they've all been doing. I'm telling you guys, the whole of Antiquity is about this subject. All of it. The Egyptians, the Persians, the Mesopotamians, Mesoamericans, all have shaman. And look at the shaman, what he's got in his hand. It looks exactly like one of those batons or them scepters that kings and queens have. And he's got the horns. We talked about the antlers, haven't we, for amplifying chi energy. I'm guessing maybe the animal furs as well. So yeah, he's a magician or a shaman. Okay, so they say take a certain plant, herbal thing, and then they are able to navigate the realm through consciousness. So how about remote viewing? How many people in this room now think that that is possible for you to move your mind through the construct and all of them loads and loads of people and find the one person or the one happening or the one event that you wanted to watch or see? Or about remote viewing you? Well, I'll tell you something about remote viewing. If somebody tries to remote view you, they can only come in if you give them permission. So they ask, can I come into your realm, Matt? And it's the same you in the dream as it is in the outside, in the dream world. You're exactly the same person. Yes. And then just like vampires asking to come over the door, but not in a, not in a bad context, in a good context. And then people can remote view you. And you can do exactly the same. You can just see that person, find them within the construct, ask permission, and then consciously, because I'm telling you now, your mind will go wherever your attention goes. And don't think your mind's just confined to the inside of your brain, because it's not, man. How many times have you thought of a friend the other side of the world and then they just fucking there the same second? I do it all the time. So yeah, raising the dead, zombies. They seem to be doing this in the West Indies. I don't know if they're actually doing it or raising the dead, but they're saying that they're doing some sort of modern day experiments in reviving the dead. Have they been doing this in the past? Is it a type of magic? Is something that they will be doing again? I don't know. What about the dead? We're dead, aren't we? So what about the recordings that we see of people that have been in here before? Well, that one's easy to explain. They never had no tape space left in the construct. What I mean by that is we got overdubbed. They taped over and they taped over and they taped over. You can see the previous recordings. Rome and the classical world, the gods completely demolished. Other civilizations further back, like Mesopotamia, etc., that got completely demolished. And these are layers of where they've been taped over and taped over and taped over. And then you get glitches within that matrix and constructs where it's thinner, and then you get to see entities, if you like, that are playback loops. And interestingly as well, I noticed that everybody who has a psychedelic experience talking, namely ayahuasca or DMT along those lines, all give the same events, the same beings, the same elfy looking beings, and the same everything that everyone always talks about, like the same UFO-y weird lands that everybody goes to when they go through this. They get a mystical message and know that there's all open and all is connected. Now, all of that is happening in your mind, not in the external world. So all of that is there already. all of it. And it is all accessible too. Look at these people flying with these giant happy hats. But psychic abduction or spiritual abduction, I think there's something that is real. I think that I have actually been going through it in the past, where I've been spiritually abducted, taken to another place for testing on abilities. So Nostradamus is an interesting customer from Narrowbone, south of France. I went there. I was in the port right next to it, so we thought we'd go and have a look, but just a house on the corner, but it was a weird buzz around the place. So Nostradamus, he was a plague doctor, used to heal people with rose water, which is brilliant for anti-aging, by the way, and wrinkles if you use it. I had a few tete-a-tetes with the Vatican, etc., apparently, but these depictions were apparently made not by Nostradamus himself. Sorry, they don't go big. Google don't share big pics anymore. Good job I got hundreds of thousands of my own pics, which are big, because them days are gone on the internet, by the way. These are apparently by his son Michael Nostradamus, the other Nostradamus, who people, you know, pick apart the quatrains and the translations of what Nostradamus is saying and say that he is predicting the future. And you can see a lot of alchemical symbols there on Michael Nostradamus's bookage. He's wearing glasses as well, interestingly. So he used a smoke or steam, if you like, on water. He used smoke anyway. And within the smoke, he seen London burning in the Blitz. I don't know how he knew it was London, and I don't know how he knows it was the Blitz 500 years off. But there you go. He says that he does. He states about Hitler being a great dictator, but he used the word Histler. Well, maybe it was Histler in another dimension where Germany won the war, which he did anyway. Interestingly, you know, rations didn't end in Britain after World War II till 10 years after the war, 1955, but they ended years before then, rationing in Germany, even though they'd lost the war. No, never mind. Anyway, so he said in the London Games, the zombies would rise. Let's have a think about that. We all know them London Games, the ones he's talking about, don't we? The Olympics. And he said that the dead would rise then. Now, in them Olympic Games was when Russell Brand did that, like Sweetie Collector, like chitty chitty fucking bang bang. And they had all them hospital beds with all sick children and all that, and a giant virus and all the other weirdness going on with the zombies and stuff. Anyway, only for a few years later for it all to be manifested into everybody's reality. But that's another thing they did, isn't it? They bombarded reality with, this is real, this is really real. And everyone's like, this is really real. We're all going to die. You can't die when you're dead, because that's stupid, isn't it? It's like trying to catch the flu if you've got the flu, isn't it? It's just silly. So he told the future. How does it manage him? Well, if it's AI, they can just stick any old shit in the construct. We'll pick up on it, and we'll just keep repeating it. It's probably that anyway. I think that's what's going on. I think it's all a puzzle for us to sort. It's a rather complicated puzzle, but getting to grips with it. And it is a game, and I'm liking the game. It's a fun and exciting game with great, basically when you get somewhere, it's a fantastic feeling. So there's that. Anyway, we're moving on. So Ezekiel, he's in the Bible. I know loads of my peeps, my subs, love all of that Bible stuff. So you're going to like this bit. Ezekiel's like this dude, yeah. He goofs off one day and he sees whoosh, coming down from above. Only they look like lions. But have you seen this? Yeah, it's wheels within wheels, a bit like the Nielsen song. Like the windmills in my mind. Oh, and a fucking windmill. How is that impossible? I'm not sure what this Texas farmer, if he is, is actually thinking, he's praying. But again, how many times have you ever heard you get what you dream? You know, how many times have you heard, like, sorry to use Hollywood stars as an example, but one that wasn't so bad, if I can think of one. Anyway, some of them say your dreams become reality if you can learn how to dream big enough, if you can learn not to limit your imagination, and if it's for, as I said, the greater good. If you do it for yourself and greed and all of that, in fact, I noticed as well, ego's a good survival mechanism as well. I can understand why that's a big play, especially with dudes and stuff, especially in a dog-eat-dog society full of CUNTs. You know, I worked it out when I was young, actually, you know, that I thought, oh, right, so they're bad or they're really bad. Oh, shit. But there's bound to be some good ones. Yes, there are some. And then a few far between. So I worked that out when I was young. Oh, I get it. Everyone's an asshole. But they're all there for me to learn. So check out the Wheel of Ezekiel. It's a Solomon sigil. It's a technology, but it's on an album cover as well, interestingly. Led Zeppelin had a lot of stuff to do with sigils as well, didn't they? With, was it Zozo that Jimmy Page had said that he was contacting some sort of interdimensional deity? You know, they all fucking do that, don't they? When it's really you talking to you. But a lot of futuristic weird shit going on in the Bible. But look at him. Look what Ezekiel's got on his lap. The holy freaking anchrones in it. And he's glowing in gold and glow. But in this, they show you a giant UFO because, you know, it's technology, isn't it? So they could have ships and stuff in Ezekiel's dreams. You can have whatever you want because it's all happening in your mind. I noticed now I'm just not into UFO stuff anymore. I've stopped seeing UFOs. I was seeing them all the fucking time back in the day. And now I couldn't give two shits. I've stopped seeing them. It's not weird. It's like where your attention definitely goes, you definitely see these things. I was petrified after... in high school and in the early years of high school, I was having a nervous breakdown. I was a nervous wreck. I was petrified of ghosts. Ghost in my house. Ghosts outside. Ghost everywhere. And I told a friend I was sat next to her, Tracy Ellis. She said, "What's the matter with you, mate?" And I said, "I'm scared." What are you scared of? I just looked at her and I said, "Ghosts." And when I said this, something moved in the classroom. She fucking jumped. I go, "Oh, God." Again, my mind doing it. It was that powerful that I was manifesting like Michael Talbot did. Poltergeist effects. That was me. And I know I was doing it. It was me. It's always been me doing it. Joe 90, well, he could travel off into time, couldn't he? But he's definitely got Ezekiel wheels going on about him. I wonder if they plagiarized it. So did you notice? Really interesting, the Oracle. I don't exactly know what's going on with the Oracle. There's different interpretations, isn't there? But she's working with, she's a program, because obviously it's all a program. So she's there to guide him. Well, she gives shit information, guys. And did you notice they replaced her? Well, it doesn't matter, does it? Because, you know, it's Hollywood. But definitely grabbed my imagination. So she gives him a cookie. I wonder why he has to eat the cookie. And then he hits the lamp over, but she knows it's going to be it over because she knows everything that's going to happen next. Why? This is a real cool book. It's in PDF form, if you can see up there. It's got my name on it, but I'm happy to send it to you, martinlitzkus7@gmail.com. We'll have a little go through this. This is a book about magic. Fantastic little book. The Great Book of Magical Art, Hindu Magic, and East Indian Occultism. And it goes through everything like Zoroastrianism. And it's quite... by L.W. de Lawrence. Oh, you got to watch them three barrel names. May as well be a 33. Thank you, Hippie Shake. So yeah, let's have a little look at some of the images in here. It's really interesting, but you can see it's highly occultist. Now, let's think about Helena Blavatsky. She went off Theosophical Society. They're all over the bloody world. Now there's one in Turkey. I see, big building. So she was convinced, and she was into magic and stuff, but she thought that Satan, or she did state that Satan was actually the god of this realm, planet Mongo, and that there was no other. So it was definitely a satanic idea around it all. But I think these people are playing an agenda, Freemasonic agenda, a Manly P. Hall for sure. Although with Manly P. Hall, you know, there's a lot of truth for the alchemy and stuff, and he is giving us a lot of truth. But again, controls information, little bits of truth with little bits of lies. So everybody has been practicing magic. Let me just move on a bit. Now, there again, if you can see, is what looks like a building from above, but it's also a Solomon sigil. Now, it is a building from above. This is a plan of Solomon's temple looking down. Solomon's temple is a circuit board. Solomon's temple. And look, the east, the west, and they got the moon, cycles, everything included. 4 angels construct. Pyramid in the middle, Mount Meru. Inertia plane. Mount Meru north and south. 4 angels. Every single element of the double torus model is in the Solomon's blueprint for the third plan for the third temple. Now, some of these images on the side, I'm just going to have to, just move on through them. I can't turn them, it's a PDF, but the invocation and burning of temple incense. So what happens in temples is they got men go in there with dresses on to hide their erections, and then they incense, and then all sorts of weirdness. I don't know, it wouldn't be my scene. That's not my scene at all, baby. It's like going on some sort of like weird tour, isn't it? I like to go off and do my thing with my friends. So the wisdom of God, all hail. See Kyle, displayed in the works of his creation. Well, I'm into that. I'm definitely a creationist but I actually think that it was like not in 7 days, because it's a virtual reality. I think it was all at an instant, probably like every day, maybe every time you blink, reset, blink, new world, blink, new world, blink, new world. Oh, where did my lighter go? That was in the other place. The beginning and the consumption of all things. Well, that sounds a bit negative, but I'm guessing they're talking about the apocalypse, which is basically, again, predictive programming. They want everyone to concentrate, especially with, now they've all done it. Terence McKenna was also into the apocalyptic scenario, as I have been myself, because when you're a thinker, it's the only conclusion that you can come to is they reset this place secularly. Terence McKenna came to the same conclusion as well. He talked about the singularity, though, because he was talking very much from the concept of his experience, and he thought as well it was some sort of simulation going on. And that the apocalypse theme is a personal apocalypse for people. But I don't think along those lines. I think that it's that they are trying to predictive program people into a world of chaos, a world of fear, a fear of the end, and the end is nigh, when actually the opposite is true. This is the beginning of a new era, a new epoch, and we're like the first. They probably look back to in the future of the first people of the Great Awakening, and they worked it out. Spiritual power of the astral plane. Okay, what about the astral plane? Well, I swear once I was there, I swear that I was a beam of light, and that I crossed tails with another beam of light, and I had a feeling of unbelievable love and everything in Ukraine. I can't, well, that's just word love. I can't even explain the feeling that I had when I crossed paths with it. And that was in an altered state of consciousness on the astral plane, laying down and asleep. So yeah, this book goes into a lot of magical themes, but also in a spiritual context, which I find interesting. A soul passing from earth to the spirit life. Interesting. And the silent, peaceful soul resting in spirit. That's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to be less chaotic and more. I'm slowing it down. Slowing it down. Oh, I am, guys, because I've had my foot on a fucking throttle, so I need to slow it down now. Steady course. Okay. Like that. Scene of spiritual life. So yeah, you can just, because you in your mind, you can go flying around. I do. I go flying down American streets just above palm trees. And that is not just to see bikini beauties. I know what you're thinking. No. Okay, it might be. I don't know. So yeah, this book's concerning all types of magic of all types. If I just, like I said, incense is definitely a part of altered states of consciousness as well. And the scene during which incense is burned. So drums, beating of drums, changing of breath, and incense would alter your state of consciousness. When I'll open a portal in your mind where you can perceive these places which are real. They are fucking real because it's all there in your mind. The other place to me is more real than this world. I don't find it that real. It's very malleable. I've been able to play with it like with ease all my life. I'm not even that accomplished compared to some, like the monks of Tibet, for example. So yeah, they give you scenes from India, actual photographs of magical things going down and magical people. Yeah, a Hindu Lama, they can do unbelievable things. They are superhuman kung fu people, aren't they? And check him out. There's a shaman. You get them everywhere in the world. So he's probably not going to need a munch or anything because he probably sustains himself with his breathing. And he's not going to need anything like bodily things because he's reached a high state of consciousness and he is buzzing. We don't even know what feelings he's got. I touched upon eternity and it was massively life-changing beauty that I would have done anything to get back to, but unfortunately the universe only lets you have a tiny touch of it and then it withdraws it, and then it's like carrot on a stick. Come and get it. This is waiting for you. I can't even describe the feeling of what I'm trying to talk about, guys. It just transcended any drug, any feeling, or anything that I encountered in this realm, in this physical realm. Yeah. And that is locked inside my mind. And I can release that. I can release anything that I want with my mind. If I learn how to navigate it properly, we can hack the construct for a better world and more abundance, better life for everybody. That's what we need. Healthier, longer lives without fear. All the kids happy and singing in the gardens. No one rowing. No more rowing. Sick of people shouting at one another. That does my head in. Fuck off all that. Call a fucking ambulance. Fuck off. I'm a victim. I had it terrible. It's like you're supposed to stand there and listen to somebody going, wow, 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 how fucking bad they had it. Like it all means something in that now moment. When you could have infinitely had 10 times worse than them. It's like we're having a bad life competition here, because if we are. But you never bother because they're always like, I'm not a victim mentality. So there's that. I'm grateful for all of those hard lessons because, as I said, I don't know, I like the look of all these. Anyway, let's move on. I don't know what that is. Portrait of... we got 600 people in chat. Hiya, guys. Albertus Magnus. He sounds a barrel of laughs, don't he? So we're moving on. So the Persians, they're the jinn. Now, what I know of the jinn is that they are malevolent or benevolent spirits that everyone is appointed. Now, the Persians definitely think this is true. There's elements of Hindu that say that this is true. The Chinese, the Taoists, they call them friendly ghosts, or not friendly ghosts. They are saying that they are entities, ghosts, spirits that are there, and they are in Persian texts the jinn. Everyone appointed their own version of the jinn. Now, the genie is not like a dreamer genie in the movie, in the TV series, although I wish. They're probably going to be like a big fat man with just one curl by there. And he's going to say, your wish is my command. No, he's not. He's going to say, sign there, sell your soul. No, he's not. He's going to give you wishes. It's apparently what's happened. You're going to rub a lamp, and the genie's going to come up, and he's going to say, your wish is my command. Well, I put it to you that you can cut out the middleman, it's the fat genie, okay, and do that yourself, because they're sort of telling us that he's like, well, I got these magical powers that you haven't got, and then you think that they're more powerful than you, and you can actually think, yeah, Tubby, I'm infinitely more powerful than you. Get back in your this is probably the one that I would get. No, it might look. I'd rub the lamp, and it'd be like, oh my god, nah, it would be. I'd get Liz early. I would. Oh no, she might be a dude. Oh god, who's safe? I don't know. So yeah, get your genie in a bottle, and they give you wishes. Only you got to be careful what you wish for. I mean, properly careful, because you know they're like, you've got to be really, really, really detailed with your wish. Otherwise, oh dear. Otherwise, it'll all go to shit in a handbag quick as well. Okay. That's a board. The toenails would have to go. Nobody likes long toenails, but that's not a bad genie. Oh, going on. He hasn't got a good genie. He's got a big purple one. Oh shit! I think she's giving birth. So yeah, genies got happy hats on, and they look like this. Okay, so the Persians definitely think they. Oh, he's doing magic, that one. They definitely think they exist, and that they're messing with us. So it is in a sense real, because we have got an annoying little psychopath locked in our heads, our evil twin, haven't we? That we try and suppress all of the time, called your psyche, your subconscious, that weird little fuck. You know, the subconscious, the one that says all that crazy shit you got to deal with day in, day out. How come everyone's got that? Well, the good news is, yeah, you can hush that little fucker up. I mean, it'll just come up and make a little effort now and again to piss you off and ruin your day with paranoia about something that's not even real. And then you recognize it and you go, whoa, 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 little guy, fuck off. And he fucks off. And you've sorted it out, guys. So be careful what you wish for. That's a definite. This is another interesting little book here. I've shared this one below. Magic, black and white, charms. So how do charms work? How do amulets work? Well, because if you think they will work, they will work. Just like the famous footballer who went into the World Cup final, but just before he left his lucky rabbit's foot in the changing rooms. His game went to shit. He had the worst game that he'd ever had in the World Cup final, because he thought that he couldn't play because he didn't have his lucky rabbit foot. But if he'd have had it, he'd have scored the winning goal for Wales. So yeah, divination, demonology. Now, isn't it interesting that King James, who wrote the King James Bible, or the KJV version, Genie loves Jimmy Stacks, also wrote a book, Demonology. So we wrote one, which was the new Bible that dished out the new English language for the people of Britain, and demonology as well. So among Hindus, Hebrews, Arabs, and Egyptians, because they are all into magical things, spiritualism, and black and white magic. So black magic is, I'm guessing, people being greedy, making loads of money, being evil, fucking over everybody else. So that would be, and being traitors to humanity. So that is a large percentage of the world population at the moment. But things can change. So this book, I have linked below, because I used to link a load of books, but what I'm discovering is images are getting rarer, because Google only do crummy tiny images, and I've got hundreds of thousands, so I only search my own. And all the books, I search my own books, because I've got literally like 10,000 books. So any book on any subject, stick it into my own little search barrage, and I got it. So this is a devil on Notre Dame Cathedral. So this book, link below, is magic, as I said, and it concerns all of them ancient cultures. Now, interestingly, they say Arabs, Hindus, and Muslims practice magic, and the church definitely do it. They're all about the fucking incense and weird words, haven't they? Domine de patre. I could never join a church. I'd probably summon up an ancient demon or something that would destroy the world accidentally. So, who calls the shots, I want to know, right? So, magic, demonology, illegal magic. Who determines if magic is legal or if magic is illegal? Who is the boss who dictates that law? Okay, don't know either. Legal magic. All right, so there's legal magic, which is, and there's illegal magic. Well, I'm guessing that's voodoo or taking over whole countries and stuff, and put them into bondage and slavery. That's usually the where the bad magic goes. What I've noticed as well about the Ottomans is they're stooped in black magic. Is even in the past, I'll show you examples in my images of the day. They had the most fantastic wealth. Well, we know that, don't we? Sheikhs will give you a bag of fucking rubies if you're a elevator attendant. Thank you for the ride. Here's a bag of rubies. So they were infinitely wealthy all the way back in antiquity. Well, I don't think they spunked all the money on heroin, because they're not really doing that, are they? They're actually farming it instead. So they're still infinitely wealthy, but overlooked for some reason. So Assyrian magic, Babylonian, obviously that's the one we're going through at the moment. Assyrian divination, Phoenician, and Syrian magic and demonology. And pseudepigraphical writings, Hebrew and Sanskrit used in connection with divination. Interesting, Sanskrit talks about so much magic as well, doesn't it? So all religions. Now there's obviously Kabbalah and Jewish mysticism, which is basically what they copied in quantum mechanics. The groundwork for quantum mechanics, I think, was copied from Kabbalism, which is also thought to be, you could argue, illegal magic. So there's a lot of it flying around. The Vatican are using it, all sorts are using it, and they're using it to control the masses. So this is a cracking little book. I'll get down to the descriptions and you can find out what is in it. And then we'll go on with the images. What's the time? Okay, cool. So yeah, really interesting what they got in this book as well. Like I said, it's down below. If I can just move on. Legal magic, legal Egyptian magic. So they were doing all sorts of magic too. What I found interesting was this. They got a chapter on the Antichrist, Phoenician Syrian demonology. Oh, excuse me, where was it? So yeah, and a lot of citations to look up. So that book is linked below. We'd love to go into reading it, but not live on YouTube. And there's another book here as well. Now, if you don't know this book, I have talked about it years ago. It's fantastic. It is. I've linked this below in the descriptions box. John Battista Porter's Natural Magic. And it's an alchemical book, really, and it goes into cookery, things they were cooking in the Middle Ages, strange glasses, talking about mirrors and stuff in there to do with, well, it's really strange. You have to read it for yourself. Pneumatic experiments out of chaos, which is about magnetism, beautifying women, oils, cures. So again, they're technologies, aren't they? Oils and cures like that as well, because they hack our body system and cure us, don't they? They know this with what they do. It's just not advisable. Anyway, we're moving on. So is everyone feeling groovy? Got 600 of you in chat. Make sure to share this out. Get some peeps over, guys, if you can do that on Facebook. Or I got a shit ton of information to come. We are only halfway through this post. Hi, Nora. Hi, Lunderground. Good to see you. Seen you last night in David Mannell's chat. We're going to have, at the end of this post, I'm going to talk about all of the things that is coming soon. Flat Earth British. So these people, they went into Delphi, 1860s as well. It's crazy early. And this was all existing, Greek remains of Delphi, which to my mind doesn't look like it was that long before the classical world. This stuff is still quite mint, isn't it? Now, the Delphi site has the Ophalamus, which is thought to be the center or the navel of the world. Check this out. Some remains. I'm guessing this is a bit of a museum, though. Looks like some of the remains of Delphi. Looks like he's carrying a set of scales. Let's have a little flick through. So yeah, it's up in the mountains at Delphi, obviously Greece, classical site, but absolutely huge stones, and the whole site has been splatooyed. There are a few new ones. I'm guessing that's the museum. Something up there, but look at the size on the megaliths. I wonder how they managed to get them in. There's a little tower there of scaffolding or something in front of this little temple. So yeah, it's supposed to be volcanic something seeping through, which is what the Oracle of Delphi. So this looks like one of those public toilets. Apparently, they were going to toilet. They had toilets, apparently, in the classical world. Holes where they sat around talking to other people pooing, and then you wipe up with a sponge on a stick. I don't buy that. Nobody wants to sit and have a conversation in the Holy of Holies when you want to be on your own. You don't want to be like making squirty sounds and stuff when there's somebody else sat there. It just makes no sense. So I don't think that's what them Roman toilets actually were. I think they were something else. So you can see the ancient roads. Can you imagine the Greeks of old walking down there, carrying their water on their shoulder, listening to Sparta FM on their radio devices, wireless, obviously. So, and they are great onto the arts and entertainment. So they would have had a performance of, I don't know, Pygmalion, whatever they usually have in one of these auditoriums. I doubt Pygmalion was around actually in the Greek era, but I'm just saying. I don't even know why that comes to mind. It's such a stupid story anyway. So there's that. So yeah, they had a big amphitheatre in Delphi, which was a town. Excuse me. 60 items. Okay, let's whiz through. And this looks like Peru. Like something's carved out in the mountainside. It could be a shrine, but there's a pillar there. A steel hook there. Why would they do that? Well, it could be a shrine. There's a steel thing around it. Still, trying to work out ancient minds is not an easy thing. So yeah, taped over tape. This thing's not that old. Greeks. It's got a little television aerial on it anyway. So yeah, the Greeks, what they saying, 4,000 years ago, whatever. These look like melted something. These look like buildings, like fairy tale castles of Cappadocia in Turkey that look like them. Clicky knee, clicky knee. So yeah, there's obviously no people up there because the world's all ruined at this period. It would have been a massive development up in the hills. So I wonder what ruined it up there. I think Noah's flood probably got us up as high as there. Hit that over, that column. That one still stood up. And Greece is supposed to be like renowned for earthquakes, isn't it? It's had a few serious earthquakes in the past. Well, maybe that is accounting for some of it. What a mishmash of stone. Bunches of different tribes, Dusky. Thank you, Vermont. We've got quite a way to go. We're going to have a little reminisce after this bit of antiquities. Loads of mud floody and Tartarian stuff to go. Like with me on my channel, guys, I like to talk about what I'm in the mood to talk about rather than do Pandaverse and do what the algorithm demands and talk about the same thing week in, week out. I just can't do that. I'm too creative for that. I want to think about what I'm thinking about that day or that week. Like today, for example, I'm thinking about, trying to explain all of the precognitive dreams, the visions, and all the other stuff that's happened to me in my life when they say that life is not predetermined or it is not already written. How am I managing to do that? How am I managing to see the future? Well, past, present, future, existing simultaneously, all at the same time. The past Martin Liga is there now 25 years ago, 30 years ago. The future Martin Liga is there now. And this Martin Liga is here in this now, so I'll be able to reach to that one and reach to the one in the past. So shall it be. If you want, because your mind can do that. Yeah, I think I explained myself. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look that ancient, does it? Let's say tarted it up and give it a bit of a wash with the jet washer. Yeah, massive megaliths. Home of the Oracle, home of the Aphalamus, which is, as it sounds like, a phallus, which is a rather stumpy one, yeah, fat one, stuck in the ground. And it's like the navel of Earth, the center of Earth, they reckon. So Delphi's, famous for a few things, and obviously the gorgeous Oracle that had a little protection racket going. I don't know what she was doing. Oh, these look human. They don't actually care. And he's like, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. Oh, I'm quite touched by that ancient moment. Touching me, touching you. What's that? I don't know. Somebody's had a oversized frisbee inserted into his head. Frisbeeing can be dangerous if you don't catch it and it whacks you on the nose. It's not a bit like swing ball. Have you ever played swing ball? The thing with the tennis ball and you hit it around and it goes round. You ever missed with swing ball and it smacks you straight in the face? Everybody's missed with swing ball. Swing ball's deadly. Deadly. People have died doing Twister. Do you know that? Spin the spinner, spine the nut. Twister can tie you up in a knot. Yeah, tie you up in a knot, and then you have like a really bad muscle pull, like in your heart, and then you're like, killed by, and that's what it says in the death certificate, killed by Twister. He's doing Twister naked. Spinner, tie the knot. You can also electrocute your tongue. If you stick your tongue in your operation game, operation? Remove his funny bone, $20. I can do that. Well, you can put your tongue on him and it basically electrocutes your tongue a little bit. So, all bollocks in them days, wasn't it? There's a load of bollocks in them days. Oh, blame the Stoics. I do, because they don't exist. I never probably didn't. Anyway, let's move on and find it. Ah, there you are. 60 images went through in like 10 minutes flat. Fucking skill. So let's have a little look at the swinging 60s. Now, I've shown loads of images of the 60s. I can remember the 60s. I was 3 when they ended, guys. So I can remember all of the 70s and some of the 60s as well. What's it all about, Alfie? Who didn't want to live a life like Alfie? Yeah, I wanted to be Alfie when I was really young. So I want all them women to Alfie go. Alfie, they were all like, God, Michael Caine had a brilliant life, didn't he? Time magazine did a little stint back in the day about swinging London. It means, I don't know if it means something else now, doesn't it? Swingers. I don't think it meant the same. Maybe it did. I don't know. So there's a lady, looks like Mary Quant, in British gear. So let's see what the Americans thought. They went straight down a King's Road, or Carnaby Street. Yeah, Carnaby Street. So I used to go here regularly to. I've been in there, John Lord. To pick up my skinhead clothes in the last resort, which is in a mud flood basement just down by here somewhere. Back in the day, so it was a cultural centre, cultural melting pot, where people would go and buy their 60s clothes. Looked really fucking awesome. It wasn't all about like tattoos and weird like furries and cosplay back then. People were still human beings. Yeah, look, humans. And you know what? Even though it was the 60s, people were like really, really infinitely stupid, and they didn't know about anything, really. And they had the usual, like, you know, like, oh, the intellectuals, like fucking Mick Jagger. Oh, I read Keats. Oh, yes, I read Keats and Wilde. Fucking shut up. See these floors? They had these in Carnaby Street. They got rid of it all now. They had like, they pedestrianised Carnaby Street, and they had these like spongy, light, well, different colour floors, which they got rid of all of the good things. Not that it was for a reason. It was for a reason, a good reason. And the side streets of London, just a little, 3-decker sandwiches. That's a manwich. A sandwich, 3 high. It's a manwich. I've had one. They're beautiful. Oh, I'm hungry now. So what was? Oh, let's have a little look at this. So here's people walking around. Oh God. See, them, the ones that are doing it now, yeah, they think they invented it all. All of that stuff, that wokey stuff, that was around donkey's years ago, by the look of it. But obviously not as much. Oh, the little MGs, they were absolutely awesome. E-type Jags as well. The men, there was still a lot of suits around. I don't like suits. See, ties means you're a slave, and basically, if you piss people off, yeah, if you're like one of them people, then you can get strangled by your tie, which is why I've never ever worn a tie, not even in school. I had a note off my mother. It said, Martin can't wear a tie, he's claustrophobic. Like, you're claustrophobic. It's like, yeah, I get like, as soon as I have a tie around my neck, I start to choke, like something strangling me, so I can't have a tie on. They went up. They believed it anyway. And I wrote the note myself. But I did have the same handwriting as my mother, more or less, so that was handy, especially for truancy. So, British maid, oh yeah. She's got the feather duster out. Tickle your fanny with a feather. Sorry, love. Isn't it nice weather? Oh, yes. It is, isn't it? And females. So, obviously, in the modern day, this would be thought of as creepy. If loads of men were standing on the corner, for one thing, they wouldn't be Caucasian. And lady walking around, she was appreciating, back in the day, right, guys, when you was a builder, which I was, yeah, you were up on the scaffolding, and you were allowed to go, oi, sexy! Yeah, you were. And they would go, feeling great because someone noticed them, appreciated them for the beautiful things that they are. Nowadays, it's like, photograph, I'm getting the police. Sexual harassment. So fuck me, only said you were sexy, love. Get over it. I don't like men. Oh, you know. Good job I didn't say, oi, fat slag, fancy a shag. Because I don't think that'd be acceptable either. The mod male. See, mods, I was brainwashed when I was young. I was a skinhead. So what you did, mods had targets on their back. Yeah, that was for the bullets. So when you were a skinhead, you were literally like hard-coded to fight mods. I don't even know what that was. Is the woman that Jerry Halliwell plagiarized. Yeah. See that? Completely illegal. You wouldn't be able to do that in a modern day. You're not allowed to do Union Jack things. They come along and kick your door in. It's like, are you... Stop being fucking British. Alan Snack Bar? That's better. So, I present to you the worst case scenario. Always the worst case scenario. So in British telly, I learnt more staying home from school than I did actually going by watching schools programs on BBC Two. This was one of them. You and me and you. Lots and lots for us to do. Lots and lots for us to see. You and me and you. And this is Crow and Alice. I was very suspicious because she would go, "Oh, Crow," and he would go, "Oh, Alice." And it really did sound. They would sound like, if you closed your eyes, they were making love. So that was our fruit salad. If you remember a fruit salad, the cherries are the best, aren't they? They're still around now, but in the 1970s, that is it. You don't have fruit, fucking like actual bananas and shit. You have this out of a can. That's fruit. Okay. What about these? Do you know what these little babies are? These are Neapolitan. Doesn't that make it sound really exotic and classy? You can get these in the modern day. It's got chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry all in 2 wafers. And you thought this place was shit. No, it ain't. I'm going to show it. Rigsby. Now, I was thinking about Rising Damp the other day. How brilliant it was. See him there? Yeah. So Rigsby, who is Leonard Rossiter, grew up in Ely. He's from Ely. He's an Ely boy, where I grew up in Cardiff. He grew up in Wheatley Road, just over the other side. Anyway, Richard Beckinsale was awesome. I loved Richard Beckinsale. He died really young of cancer. His daughter is Kate Beckinsale. Yeah, Kate Beckinsale. So it was a curious. They had a black prince lived up on the 3rd floor, and there was the horny middle-aged woman. Well, she wasn't middle-aged, was she? She was horny all the time, though. She was trying to get in with the prince, and he was always trying to outwit the black prince, thinking that he was more intelligent, and the black prince would always, because he was intellectually superior to Rigsby, hand him his ass in a handbag weekly. It was absolutely brilliant to watch. But I liked it that the BBC did that, that they, it wasn't racist like some programs, but it was like, black people are smarter than you, which I thought was funny and I liked. So back in the day, when you were trying to get a girlfriend, what you had to do, you had to get a helicopter and you had to shin down a wire and then project yourself onto her balcony, sneak through her room without her seeing, and then put a box of milk tray and a card saying, "I'm a superhero, fantastic," on her bedside cabinet, and get back out again onto the wire by jumping off the balcony onto the helicopter wire. I know what you're thinking. This sounds proper dangerous. Fucking is. She's worth it. The lady's worth milk tray. Times have changed. I'm not sure what was going on. Underground, overground, wombling free. The wombles of Wimbledon Common are we. So they live under Wimbledon Common, these. They're called the wombles. So there's a load of blokes, named with weird names like Ori fucking Oko, like everybody in the world knows where the Orinoco is. Tobermory. Anybody know where Tobermory is? Well, I had to look it up in an atlas when I was little, but I got to find out. So I learned a lot of geography through the wombles. They had one woman, and she's got the name of a French tart, Madame Chaulet. Does Madame Chaulet sounds like she should be working in a Paris brothel? Yeah. So what's she doing with a load of dudes under Wimbledon Common? I was always suspicious about that. I think there's something going on. Space dust. They banned this in Britain for a little while. I had a drink in America, a rock star in Santa Fe, and they put space dust all around the edge. God, it was one of the best drinks I ever had. So this got banned because people were rubbing it on their bell end, thinking it worked the same way as cocaine, but it didn't. And I think they were getting orange bell ends and some sort of swelling and some sort of fizzy business. I don't know. That might not be true. What? This is life. This in America is called Jello. In Britain, this is called jelly. It's almost the same. You put it with boiling water, and then you can make a bird's trifle. It's awesome, but you can eat the chunks as well, and they're really strawberry. Did you ever play doctors and nurses with your little girlfriend when you were a kid? I did. I would be like, I'm the doctor, and I need to hear your heartbeat. So I started really young. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Do you know what? The theme tune to Black Beauty is almost making me cry. I'm feeling all emotional now. Wasn't it brilliant, Black Beauty? No, it was shit. It was all fucking do-gooders. Babos. Catweasel. That was a bit trippy. I'm glad that phased out when I was young. See the young Bill Wyman? Yeah, young Bill Wyman there. They all went on to greater things. He ended up in the film Krull. I think he was a zombie in Krull or monster. Krull is a good film. If you ever get a chance, watch it. Oh, these were brilliant. We didn't need drugs in the past. All you needed was a packet of senior service, the perfection in cigarette luxury. I can tell you guys, yeah, you have 2 or 3 deep pufferoonies of senior citizen. Well, you're going to have a whitey and puke up probably because it's fucking wrong. Anybody see these? Anybody know what these are? These are called tax discs. That's right. Nobody ever printed them of their own or made them out on their own out of sticky back plastic to make out that they had tax at all. And they always used to, basically, what you had to do is you had to put a blue thing in your car window to grass yourself up all the time for not buying your tax. Whatever. The greatest thing in creation when I was a child, except for my Meccano and my train sets and my guns, was my Lego. I would have built the world with Lego. I would have literally gone down that road, guys. No, I mean it. City built with Lego. Fuck yeah. Lego's the best. Just don't ever step on it. I had a bit of Lego embedded in my foot, actually, guys. It was very painful and blood as well. So, yeah, the clangers. I accidentally said another word on my Katy Perry video. But, yeah, these are living on the moon. And there was a soup dragon making spaghetti bolognese inside the moon. Why did they name the soup dragon soup if he's making bolognese? Why wasn't it the bolognese dragon? That would make a lot more fucking sense. They're fucking with our heads. So, Henry Winkler, let's have a think about Henry Winkler. Now, Happy Days went a bit weird in the end, didn't they? Went a bit trippy. I mean, they had him. Like, did you hear the Henry Winkler? I think he was a man. Fonz, Henry Winkler. He couldn't ride a motorbike. No, he couldn't. They put it on the back of a trailer and trailed him through the city while he went, hey, all the women and that. Bang the jukebox. And good golly, Miss Molly comes on. He was that cool. Did you ever see when he jumped the shack? Yeah, he did. Also, they went nuts towards the end of Happy Days. It all went crazy. Well, Ralph Malph was getting on a bit. They were all getting on a bit. This relationship between these two in Happy Days really used to piss me off. Thingy's sister. And his name was Ralph, wasn't it? In real life. Anyway, Happy Days was one of the greatest things as well. So I never had a tartan backpack because I'd have got my head kicked in, obviously, being scared. Did you ever see any of these about in the day? Sure, there was loads of them, didn't they? People used to flob on them. Do you know what flob on them means? Crossfire. I did have this. This was brilliant. To have ball bearings you could throw at people later. Crossfire. I had one Christmas. Sat on my floor, played with it for about 5 minutes, and then got bored as fuck. It's like the stupid people cross. Ew. Well, they totally cut me off there. That was unreal. That's not happened before. No, I'm back now. Can you let me know if you can actually see me? Can you refresh your computer, please? They literally StreamYard and my whole finger. Cut off. No internet connection. What the fuck? You see me? Oh, thanks, Alva Billy. It's saying on my other computer that I got no internet. My internet went off, basically. Just give me a minute. I'm very sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. It's never happened before. Okay, connect my internet. Okay, well, I'm going to have a doobie. 600 of you still in chat. Awesome to see you. Happy Flaterday to you all. Hope all is good. There you are. I'm back. Okay. Wow, that was weird. That's never happened. The internet dropped off, and then they closed my my software. Thank you, Estelle. Good to see you. You, Bick, and Terry. The ghosts of my life are louder than before. They were a brilliant band, Japan. Do you think so? I thought they were brilliant. Very innovative. Yeah, that. Don't apologize. We love you all. Thanks, 07. Yeah, I don't like things going to shit. You know I'm a perfectionist. Oh, I flopped out. I did. I have to say, and I flopped out. Lucy? Okay, well, we got plenty to go. Just lost my train of thought. Yeah, Dan Care's away down to Fraggle Rock. Fraggle Rock was brilliant. Brilliant it was. I love reminiscing about things when I was a kid because I get the same feeling as I might have had when I was little. And it was always really good thinking about them things. So that's why I reminisce. And we all like to reminisce, don't we? Oh, thanks, Deanson. Okay, then let's get back into it because time is going so quick and I haven't really got into all of the juice yet on my images of the day and all sorts. Milan, I might have to leave that. Okay, we're back. Thank you, internet. So, Jack Klugman. So, he's a surgeon, right? Yeah, I love Jack Klugman. Quincy, can you see Quincy? Okay, so Quincy, he starts his program, right, and he's on his boat with a hot woman who's in a bikini. And he's a surgeon. So surgeons got really good lives. Okay. And what does he do in his spare time? He solves murder cases. I love Jack Klugman. I watched all Quincy's. I thought they were really good. Gold Cups, 5p, Macintoshes. This is when you know the reality was absolutely fantastic. We had these little golden cups with this golden stuff inside, and it's all gone from our reality now. Girls of a certain age would have a poster of this young, I'm guessing, man. Okay, David Cassidy. All boys hate David Cassidy. Like, literally want to beat him up. And all girls are like, David Cassidy. David Essex. Fuck David Essex. I think I love you. He's talking about me. No, he's not. And he's soon to be dead anyway. So there's that. Well, maybe not. Okay. They'll kill off one of the Bee Gees instead. Okay. So Rebound. Who had Rebound for Christmas? I had Rebound for Christmas one year, and I swapped it anyway. It was shit. It's like, you can't give Martin fucking Rebound. How? Dun, 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 with Fred Dinage. We all remember Fred Dinage. This program here used to explain sciencey things to you. But before they started the show, they did See Kyle. See Kyle. They went, how? Plato. Now you can fucking really do yourself some damage with Plato, guys. Yeah. Don't get Plato stuck up your nose. Okay. And don't get it in the carpet. See, it says non-toxic. My ass is not toxic. It's fucking toxic as fuck. Chew a bit of Play-Doh. See if you feel all right. After a big... Eat a tub of Play-Doh. See if you feel okay. It's non-toxic, though. They just make shit up. They always do. The Littlest Hobo. Oh, my God. I used to love The Littlest Hobo. Maybe tomorrow. Hang on, what was it? We just keep moving on until tomorrow. I just keep moving on. Yeah, The Littlest Hobo. So basically, there's the record. Maybe tomorrow. I watched all of them. They were really good, weren't they? He used to like get people, and he used to bite them, and he used to with his teeth. I got one of them. Now, I mean, I got one in a box where I've kept stuff from when I was a kid. I did my national bicycle proficiency test, and I got a badge, and I still got it. Yeah, it's like a medal. It's like the Purple Heart or something, because like superheroes need medals. I had one of these when I was in school. This is called a desk. I'll explain to desks about desks. You keep your bubble gum just under here. Okay, keeps fresh underneath with all the other bubble gums from years before. You get a knife and you scribe your name in here so it stays in there for 40, 50 years after. These here, yeah, they used to be inkwells, but inkwells were not in use by the time I got to school. We had biro pens, but these were good for keeping polo wrappers and other things in, and your pen went in then. So you keep stuff in your desk. This teacher would march up and say, let me see in your desk, see if there's any like pornographic literature or something I can confiscate. It's like, I haven't got any, miss. Do you want any? Magic Roundabout is to do with drugs, isn't it? Well, it is, isn't it? You've got Dylan that's all spaced out, and fucking Ermintrude, and all of the rest of the characters, you know. The rabbit. Have you ever seen Dylan the rabbit? It's based on Bob Dylan, and he talks like this. Yeah, man, groovy. In a kid's cartoon, I love the Magic Roundabout. Again, I'm going to cry. Bin men. So nowadays, right, they get a big fuck off tanker, like an oil tanker for their rubbish, with a crane that picks up a plastic bin. They don't even have to do anything. Just press a button. Yeah, and the bin takes out television wires or telephone wires, gets caught on trees and all sorts of problems, and then it spills all of the rubbish onto the sidewalk, and then off they go, and they don't pick it up. That's the new bin men. In the old days, they had real men that were willing to risk that thick soup of juice that collects in the bottom of a dustbin, yeah, down the back of their necks. Have you ever smelled that? It smells like bilge water. It is a certain... It's bad. It's really, really bad. So another British program we had was Tomorrow's World, and they used to show us about sciencey things and explain to them. Now, this lady here, she did a stint on Blue Peter, where it was the history of women's underwear, and it's available on YouTube. You can actually see this, and she wears black bra and suspenders on children's TV. I thought it was very awkward as a child. I sat with the pillow on my lap. So here is Michael Fish, who's looking like a serial killer. Now, I'm not saying or past, saying that like Michael Fish, the weatherman, in his plaid fucking jacket, has ever harmed anyone. But I'm just saying he looks like a serial killer. He looks like a serial killer. Sounds like a serial killer. Got a name like a serial killer. Fucking serial killer. So we had these outside shops where they try and mug money off us for charities, making off it's going to go and actually help somebody that's poor. So they hit us in the feelies, we give them money, and then some oligarch spends it on prostitutes on cocaine in Dubai. This is called a charity, yeah? So, yeah, they used to have these outside shops. You could literally, like, force a 10 pence into a child's head, basically. I'm a little crippled boy. Help me. I'm a spastic. I'm spina bifida. So, like, you give him, like, money for the crippled little boy, but the crippled little boy, he's still going to stay a crippled little boy. The NHS coughs up for all that. All this money goes to, as I said, that guy who's spending all his money on prostitution, cocaine, Mumbai, or wherever he is. So I watched all these. Budgie never had him faith. He was brilliant in the 60s, wasn't he? He was a good old pop star. All the women loved Adam fucking Faith. Anyway, yeah, he did like a detective thing called Budgie. There's a blast from the past. You haven't seen that in ever, have you? No. coal. So I had a coal fire when I was little, and we had a coal man called Blakey. We used to bring the coal. These are rich bastards. Yeah. Anyone who's in Britain now watching this will think, look at fucking you. They must have won their premium bonds, because no fucker has got that much coal in Ely where I lived. We had little bags of coal, little bits of coal. Yeah. And then we had to basically chop up some pallets or somebody's fence or go over the woods and grab a log before he come back a week later, because everyone ran out of coal back in the day. Another thing that happened was everyone had yummy mummies back in the day. And not only that, they used to clean the fucking street. All of the women were out in the street cleaning. Well, obviously that wouldn't be permitted in the modern day, because that would be offensive to certain sections of society. They don't want it clean, do they? So, picking fruit. I was going to go fruit picking abroad one year. They was doing fruit picking in Scotland. It was a chance for a free holiday. And I heard that when I was young, when I was going to do it, loads of women went. So I was going to go fruit picking. So I didn't do it, though, because they didn't pay enough money, and it sounds like I had work. So there's that. So, yeah, this is Farringdon. I used to work in Farringdon. I used to sell office space in an office on this side of Farringdon back in the day. I had a good bit of money doing it as well. And, yeah, office space I was selling. And honestly, it just took off. I couldn't even believe it. I only did a month or two there. Went back to Cardiff for what I did, though. And this was there when I was there in the 80s or 90s, 80s. And look at all the mud flood cellars of this old building. How deep it goes. This is queues. Nothing to do with this building. This is just queues back in the day. They're going to go and watch something. People queue for stuff. Here's Bob going to see mum and dad in Eltham in London. But he has got a little bit of a connection, Bob Hope, with Barry in South Wales as well. What I want to know is, how come Bob Hope is the same age as his dad? Bob Hope, obviously, rhymes with smoke and dope. And he was a great supporter of marijuana back in the Vietnam War, but there's bad words about people saying that he maybe likes younger people. So this was a program which was not really acceptable in the modern day, but it was cool. And it was called Love Thy Neighbour. And you had the British bigoted couple. She wasn't. She was lovely, but him, yeah. And the couple next door, obviously, you can see the good-looking young people. And he would always get the better of him because he was stupid. But really, they all loved one another. When you get down to the nitty-gritty. Do you ever hear about the curse of Steptoe and Son? Here they are with Doris Day. And there's a documentary on YouTube I watched. So many things. They all died. He used to be in the First World War trenches, Bramwell. And he had some spooky, he says he had spooky happenings in the First World War trenches and stuff. Something spooky is happening to him during the making of this program. And Harry H. Corbett as well. He died. They both died during the making of the series. But they reckon it was cursed, like Batman's cursed. So kids in the past, apart from playing in bomb-damaged houses from World War II, which I did when I was really little, we used to have a blown-up car to play in. This is what our toys were when we were little. And our mums, they wouldn't tell us off. The police would drive past, wave at you. No problems whatsoever. How times change. So who remembers this fella then? This is Yozza Hughes. Yeah, I can do that. Gives a job, I could do that. So Yozza Hughes was one of the best characters, I guess, you could say. Bernard Hill was the actor's name. He played Yozza Hughes, a bricklayer, who was psychopathic in the program Boys from the Black Stuff, which was fantastic. It was about bricklayers in Britain. Eventually, as a spin-off, became I'll Be the Same Pet, which made loads of people quite famous. But yeah, Bernard Hill, he died. But he made some good films as well back in the past. So this was British culture. What we did of our night is we hung around outside the chippy. I lived on pie and chips. I lived on chips, and I lived on. If you never had enough money for chips, you can go in, you get a bag of scrumps. And what scrumps are is they're bits of batter left over from the fish, and you get it for free, and it's nice with salt and vinegar on if you're skint. But you can get a fritter for fucking 5p back in the day, and somebody's got 5p. And fritters, a potato, and they're that big. A fritter, you're sorted. Again, I'm gonna cry. Miss it all so much. 1970s yummy mummies. So I had exactly the same fireplace as this in my house, right, when I was a kid. And see that telly there? Well, it wouldn't work. See that aerial? What would happen with that aerial was I would have to stand over in the corner, hold the aerial up to the air so my mother could watch Coronation Street. Because if I moved, the whole telly went. No, put your hand to the left, Matt. That's it. That's it. Got a signal now. But we were happy. So here's the pigeons. These look like they might be in France, but you get them in Trafalgar Square. And this lady's getting loved by pigeons. I love it when pigeons land on me. They land on my head and my arms and stuff. And they never poo on you. Not if they like you. Birds are smart. I don't care what they say about bird brains. Birds will shit on you if you're a shitty person. I've noticed it. If you're like, chanting and just buzzing, they know and they love you. So this is Wembley Stadium and the Twin Towers, famous, you might have known for Live Aid, Queen's performance, etc. Well, I lived in a pub and worked in a pub in this avenue here, 40 Avenue, a pub called the Century Tavern. You can just see the roof of it by there. It was the closest pub to Wembley Stadium. I looked out my window right there every morning, and these buildings weren't there then, and I seen the Twin Towers every morning out my window. And now it looks like this. Now, they only knocked the stadium down because Cardiff built the Principality Stadium with a roof, and they were like, oh, well, our stadium hasn't got a roof on it, so we'll have to knock it down and build a stadium. We don't want to be beaten by the Welsh. And then this fucking thing with the all-seeing eye over it and all pyramids and everything. And then they stick up all these things as well. It was lovely when I was there in the past, back in the day. Anyway, good memories. We used to have parties like you would not believe. We had a party one night. It got so out of hand that there was so much drink spilled that the carpet had shrunk an inch off the wall. The carpet had shrunk with that much booze in it. Funny. Right, let's have a look at some Antiquity. This is Milan in Italy. Beautiful city. I've only been to the airport. I've not been to the city in the past. And it's full of Antiquity. Now, what you will see is Greco-Romano stuff, but what you don't see is hardly any human inhabitants or birds or any life, really. But they have got that. They're all them knobbly bits. Sketches. Worked there in Wembley, Justin. Do you remember the Century Tavern? Do you remember the Preston Arms? Okay. Epinephrine, I love. Ooh, good to see you. We love epinephrine, we do. And Alva Billy and Joshua and Kay and Hippie and everyone's there. And Glenn Sketches is there and Joy. They're all loving one another. I hope everyone's having a fun time. 6:33 of you in chat. Good to see you all. Make sure to share this out. Go on. Go do it. So, yeah, they got this big cathedral, haven't they? A bit of a statue on top. No one will ever see that unless you've got blue. But yeah, these bastions here amplifying chi energy. The whole thing is a machine. I've seen a book. It's a bit complicated. I was thinking on showing it today, but it's a book on architectural mystery. Okay, and there are certain number coordinates or combinations, excuse me, that go into all of these Gothic cathedrals, and they use the same number on all of them. Again, numbers in design and all of that, construct, matrix, because everything is numbers. When you get right down to it, there's only ones and zeros, isn't there? On and off switches. That's reality. Or Tauruses, magnets, little magnets, on and offs, just like the switches in your computer. But look at the effort into something that is just apparently for decoration. They would sort of, well, they don't even tell you that, do they? They sort of say it's a device. Music in stone, living architecture, interacting with subtle energies, and making energy, chi energy. So yeah, this couple of ghosts down there. See two people under the arch, and I know there's people keep saying, "Oh well, it's the photographic." You know, it's the it takes ages for development in the 1870s, which is when this is. But like, yeah, you still see ghosts. There's no one here. There's no one. There's two people there. Another person there. Two horse and carts, and all the streets are empty. The size of that cathedral there. Whew. It dominates the skyline, don't it? So what are Milan famous for? Football. Football. Here's some artworks of the old Phoenicians. He's got a bit of a Shakespearean beard on him. I was thinking of writing like a Shakespeare play and using Old English speak. Obviously, it will be nonsensical and wacky, but it will be better than William Shakespeare's. Yeah, I can use loads of forsooths and hats and Old English speak. I think I'd rather enjoy it. Ooh. So the size of this thing, there's a stall there. Just give you some idea of the size of it. Wow, it's fantastic, all in it. Milano Cathedral. She's a monster. I think there's one person there ghosting, 1, 2 there, but no one else. And there's no horse and carts or no transport or anything going on there. I'm not picking up any shadows either, weirdly, on the posts. It should be sunny, but there's no shadows. There's a shadow on that shed, maybe. Okay, yeah, there is a shadow going there. I'd say 11 o'clock. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay, 11 o'clock. So it's 11 and there should be people around. Look at that, though. Looks like a modern sort of communications tower. And look at that from the roof. Wow. So it's another device on top of a device. Wires pouring off it. Obviously, they're both not for electrical grounding for lightning strikes, are they? Wow, look at that. That's mad, isn't it? Wires there, wires there. See, it's pointing out. That's for lightning to strike that, and then that would come down. Yeah, because that's a definite. I fitted these. I fitted grounding rods on a church in Coombe up the valleys once. Again, with these aerials on these buildings. One person in the park, 2 people in the park, no horses, no carts, no people, no dogs, no birds, vanilla sky. Wonder if the sky's been chopped. Let's have a look. There might be something going on there, guys. Sometimes you can see bits of roof cut where they've cut the sky, like there is a bit missing. Not definite on that, but some of the images you can see that they've been cropped. They're wiping the fucking sky out in Antiquity. They don't want us to see what's up there. This is amazing, isn't it? This arcade. It took over 600 years to build, Justin. Yeah, they say that though, don't they? That's because the world got destroyed in the interim period. So yeah, this is for giants, isn't it? There's no people. Why is there no people? And it is just huge, like built for giants, basically. Beautiful. When the moon hits your eyes like a big pizza pie, that's amore. So it's a big star fort with a little star fort inside, as you'd expect, with the cathedral smack bang in the middle of the star fort. It's probably connected with the technologies. No, it's not very beautiful, but I'm not seeing any people around. There's two there, a horse and three people. A bloody big church. Ooh, that looks like Christopher. Who gives a shit? Wow, that's nice. Look at that. Do like some of the Italian architecture. It's very airy, but it is hot there. Absolutely scorching. 600 years to build that. Is that what they say? Is he? Is he now? Well, how long did they say the one in Barcelona took to build? You know, the one that looks like dripping mud. Gaudi's thing. Grand Hotel de Beverde. That advertised in there outside. But yeah, she's a whopper, isn't she? 600 years. Not so sure. They ain't got evidence for that. They just say shit, don't they? They could say, oh, it started, and then another church started, and that one. I don't know. 600 years to build a church. What were they doing? Brick a week. Fucking hell. Oh, they got the window tax going on, yeah. Dino Martino. Yeah, it's beautiful. That is massive, though. I wonder where everybody got to. I wonder what that hole's for. I got a lot of wondering. I'm like a lot of questions in life. What fucking answer? Too many answers, though. It's very mud flooded here, isn't it? Look at these. There's a mud flood building on the American dollar as well on one of the buildings. So they're showing you mud flood on there as well. When the moon hits your eyes. Okay, so we got a main high street here going up to the cathedral, full of shops, and it's packed with shoppers and two people. It's packed with two people. What's going on? Ah, people! This is the busiest day of the year. Everyone's come out. Look at all the aerials. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, there's at least 30 people. Yes, good news. They're not all dead. Maybe they just, it's hot and there's siesta in 11, maybe. Gets bloody boiling, doesn't it? Maybe it's July. So the Flat Earthers are planning a get-together in Italy, or the Italian Flat Earthers are. I'm trying to get there. So there's a link I'm going to show you in a minute of what our build it and they will come. Our intent is the size of it. All right, there's loads more people now. It's good news, guys. Not everyone's dead. Phew. Ah. Oh. Mind you, these photographs are going through from 1870 to 1900, so these are later. You can see them strange billboard things that have nothing on them all over Antiquity. Okay. And a giant Arc de Triomphe. Yeah, it's much later, these photos. Okay, they're doing some cobbling. Some people doing cobbling. Cobblers. Cobblers to you too. So, okay, it's all filled up now. Later on, there's people arrived. What is the point? That's got to be a tech, hasn't it? Crystal chandeliers. I mean, they got to be a tech. And aren't they fantastic? I've always loved them. I got a crystal chandelier type thing up there made of plastic because I can't afford crystal chandelier. Otherwise, I'd have one. They are Remy. They are spectacular. I've got loads more to come of spectacular. Stick around. Make sure to share this out. 600 people. Thank you for being here. Happy Flaterday vibes to you all. At the moment, we're looking at beautiful Milano in Italy. We're moving on. Okay. We're going to have a look at them in a minute. First, images of the day. Flat as a pancake, because time is getting really away with me. And 7, 8, 9. God, I'm like 2 hours in. So let's have a look at some images I've collected this week. This is from Mesoamerica, and I don't know what's going on with it, but there's like a man who's in something with doors, but it's got like a head on it and stuff. It's a lot of like machine sort of things that you see in Mesoamerica, isn't there? the Aztecs and the Incas. So Bruce say, empty your mind. Good one this is, guys. Empty your mind. Yeah. Be formless, shapeless like water. If you put water in a cup, it becomes the cup. If you put water into the bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes a teapot. Now, water can flow or it can crash, my friend. Hiya! Love Bruce Lee. I beat him up. So, a ladybird book of family life. Mum, Dad, Jimmy, Uncle Rex, and me. We keep Uncle Rex in the freezer because he's dead. We were going to bury him in the garden with the others. Doesn't seem to be much room left. Work hard, play hard. The medieval period. Ah, look at Amy. I love Amy Winehouse. Why did you die, Amy? You should have stayed on the bong and stayed away from the crack, yeah? Look at her in her little tiny knickers, guys, smoking a bong. Poor Amy, they killed her. She got on quack. Quacked up. They did that. I wonder when this bullshit will be over. It will be over when everyone can step out of fear mode and grow a pair. It will be brilliant. A suit for sheltering my erection by John Doncover. This would be really handy. Boners in space rejoice as awkwardness in space have been eliminated by Isaac Asimov, who is an intellectual who knows about stuff. Can you get this stain out my dress? Come again? No, this time it's salad cream. How good is your eyesight? There are 3 naked women in this picture. Can you see them? Look closer. I lied. I just want you to stare at my cock. Hello, is it me you're looking for? So imagine that. You say there's no hell on earth. I think there's hell on earth. Hugh Hefner, right? He dies. No one will say he's in a better place now. I say he's in hell when he was here. So he was surrounded by all of these all day. God knows how many of them are actually female. And he didn't have a willy. Hugh Hefner never had a willy. He didn't. He had smooth bits. Look at this for an old advert as well. God, you bring this over into the modern day, they've literally smashed it. I've robbed the rainbow to make you gay. Well, that goes down well in the modern day, that would. See this? Queen Elizabeth, man, she was a go-getter. She was a dude, man. So when she was in a war, she used to ride ambulances, yeah, to get the people out, take them off to hospital and stuff in the war. And on the front line. And she rides a motorbike. The Queen rode the motorbike. Dude, the Queen rode motorbike. There's nothing the Queen didn't do. She rode horses, motorbikes, tanks. I've seen her fire a cannon. Only thing I haven't seen her fly is a MiG because they're fucking Russian. Now, this is good. Have you ever practiced firing your ego blindfolded? No? Have you ever practiced riding your bike with your eyes closed downhill using only echolocation? I have, and I never died either. I can use echolocation like a bat. I learned it off YouTube. You listen, in Star Wars, right? Yeah, when you're training to be a Jedi warrior, yeah, you want the Force to be with you. You have to close your eyes. You have to close your eyes and you have to see that ball. Yeah? Sometimes you just got to close your eyes, guys, and put it down to trust. If she was firing that arrow of me at me, yeah, I'd be happy if she hit me. Oh. So, yeah, they robbed us of water, didn't they? In the past, you didn't have to go and get bottled water. It came out free in the street. So what they did is they're like, fucking hell, we're never going to earn a penny on that. Any chance you could block all of the free water off? And everyone in the world went, yeah. And now you can buy plastic bottled water, and the plastic in there, I don't know if it leaches into the water, but I think it leaches into the water. And they say that the plastic is all owned by DuPont. I can't verify this. And they're saying it makes men grow boobs, mammalians. So if you drink out of plastic bottles, fucking Hieronymus Bosch is a really strange artist. Oh, that's good. Oh yeah, brilliant work of art. Amazing. Just like the Impressionists, everyone's conned into thinking they're good when they're shit. Oh, it's amazing. Watch this. Pac-Man effect. That's what's happening with the sun. It's going out that way. It's coming back in that way. Okay, let's move on. The bubbles of life broken by death, just to shatter your illusions of fun. This is what they try and do, guys. They try to put poo on your windows. They try to fart through your letterbox. They try anything to. They just scupper your party. Oh, look at these medieval people. She's in a Zimmer frame. God love her because she's really old, and that dog's lovely. Who loves a dog? Give them loves. See, a touching moment from the past. So a lot of people covering their eyes in the past. I'm wondering why they're doing that. Blindfolds, you can see on my cover as well. Shit ton, you get the Venetians all seem to be blindfolded. I'm wondering if they are actually blind, like all of them. Maybe they don't even need sight because they're in the matrix and they can just see the matrix through their third eye. Again, with the gingers. Oh, all of antiquity. And the lilies, again. Until He Comes by Rick Taylor. Homo Homani. Let's have a look at Homo Homani. These were a famous band in Azerbaijan in the 1970s. And they all had these really tight suits, which were very, very showy. Let's just say Homo Homani. He touched me. That would be very popular in the modern day. Look at that face. Oh, he's touched me. Okay, now. Religion is horny, isn't it? Oof, all that. They need to let it out. They head out. I don't know. It's just time lapse. This is obviously in St. Petersburg, and it's a queue of people going upstairs in time lapse. Just thought it was unusual to see people in such a manner. Purity, Ian Briggs says. So here's some strange things of antiquity. This is a lady who's pretending to be a Phoenician, and I don't know why she's blackened her eyes up and what she's looking at so intently. I would love to know. And half man, half cat. Very, very popular in the past. This was in the days before Cats, the stage show. I feel that Cats had plagiarized this photograph. Nothing new under the sun. All right, let's have a look at this couple, see what's going on. She's giving off I'm stupid vibes. And he's giving off I am the evil master vibes. A bit like Big Trouble in Little China. You know, when the ancient Chinese god guy abducts the beautiful young Hong Kong girl for touching me. So let's have a look at this guy. Oh, God almighty. This is what happens on internet dating, guys. You'll end up taking an arrow or meeting that. This, not so bad. She looks a bit like Wednesday. What's that? Ortega bird. She does that strange dance with a broken neck, doesn't she? Wednesday. I probably don't know about contemporary things. I don't know. My son keeps me informed with things that are happening in the realm. I wouldn't know otherwise. I'm having a real lighter disaster. Oh, Zippo never lets you down. That she's doing the old Max Bygraves, isn't she? Max Bygraves used to do that. I want to sing you a song. You probably don't know Max Bygraves. If you're in America, you're not going to know, definitely. Oh, God almighty. Look at this. They must have had unbelievable drugs in the past. I don't know. I just thought it was pretty artwork. So this is Dickensian London, really early London. And what you find, I did a collection of Dickensian London photographs, maybe 8 years ago now, talking about missing population. And there's only one there. This is in Spittle. Cheapside. I'm trying to remember anything. Oh, who loves your baby? Coochie coo. Who doesn't love Kojak, guys? Imagine these, right? So this is Kojak when he went to London and he met 2 little English kids and he gave them a lollipop each because obviously he eats lollipops in real life. And he's like, Coochie coo, who loves your baby? We loves Kojak, don't we, guys? Yeah. Religion. Just weirdos in robes making shit up. There's religion for you. And that's the truth. That is the truth. Wear dresses. Make shit up. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, there it is. Helena Blavatsky. She said, well, it's not a planet, so she was full of fuck there. People keep chucking that planet word, that planet Mongo, right? Drop the T. Then it becomes plain, and then it all becomes plain. It is Satan who is the god of our planet. Well, it's not a planet, it's a realm. And the only god, Helena Blavatsky. All hail Satan, satanic theosophist, and also inspired New Age movement. Brilliant business model. It earned billions on naive people's stupidity. Always does as well. So here is the sun, which is Satan, which is passing. It's sell-by date, but there is another one just behind it anyway, so I won't worry too much about it, which is fucking awesome for our new realm. So these got together in 1972 for a little Live Aid thing with Alice Cooper. You can see Alice in the middle there. You've got a Nielsen. You've got Keith Moon, who's knocking back the booze, which he's famous for. And all of these guys are fucking dead. And Mark Bolan. I did like Mark Bolan, though. How come Alice Cooper been around so long and he's still kicking around? Just boggles the mics because he wears makeup and you can't see how old he really is, isn't it? So, you know that Stoner Schooner I was on about? The kings have to be and queens have to be coronated on in Britain. Here it is. And if I'm not mistaken, that looks like an old anchor stone. They used to use these for anchoring boats. It's got these things on. Maybe I'm wrong. But it seems to be important to the royal people. So, yeah, here's a picture of Queen Elizabeth I, 500-year-old painting, but it's had like 5 centuries of varnish put on it. If you take the varnish off, and it's mint underneath, they do this with loads of masters. Where sometimes they strip it, and there's another painting underneath, painting on a painting. Sometimes. So this is an Ottoman dagger. You can see the big, massive emeralds and all of the diamonds and all of that. So this is like from Antiquity. They had that much money to waste on shit then. Imagine what they got now. So who reckons Elizabeth Hurley's a fella then? Cinderfella. There she is in Bedazzled. She's been bedazzled. She plays the devil. And to be bedazzled, that's another spell. Sparklies in the eyes and all. Let me tell you, people like hypnotize other people with sparkly powers. Is it? I can get sparkly powers. Elizabeth Montgomery in Bewitched. They reckon it's a Mandela effect and she don't wiggle her nose anymore, but she fucking well do. I used to love her, but they kicked her out because apparently she got into some sexy business or something, made some naughty films. There she is. And then she got, they changed, her husband twice. And then Tabitha came along and I went to shit. It was crap then, anyone worth watching. Oh, Agnes Moorehead, we used to love her. That was the mother. She was brilliant. She had an auntie as well, couldn't do magic for shit. So, yeah, they replaced him. He started out like this. And then they replaced him with him, which was like an old man with grey hair. What's he doing with it? Oh, no wonder I never. All of this I had to go through as a child as well. Fucking wonder I'm so confused about things. Anyway, let's have a look at some more pictures. I got them to go and them to go. But first I'm going to show you, because time is getting on and I am getting whacked out. I'm going to come and talk to you. Darren has sugar toes, wink, wink. Yeah, but why did they replace Darren? The first Darren was awesome. And then they replaced him with that stupid man. So I'm going to show you some pictures of Manila in a minute. But the thing is it's just more pictures of antiquity with people missing. So things to happening soon. So this is being shouted at the moment on Facebook, etc. It's been organised. It's an online convention. It's free. They're relying on donations or something along those lines. I'm going to do a talk. I don't know what I'm going to talk about because everybody else is talking about all this stuff. So there's Campbell, who I'm going to be on a hangout on his show on Autodidactic, 9 a.m. Monday morning. That's linked up in the pin to the descriptions box. I don't know what that says. Lectivitus. And that photograph of me there is 25 years ago. I've got my deceased wife next to me, and it's just a horrible photo. And there's Guy Anderson, Charles Formosa, Jason Bridget, Elizabeth Jordan, and Michelle Gibson, who I've heard of. I don't know the rest. Jordan Nuttall, Tartarian leaders, people, and how they lived. Interesting. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to clue what I'm talking about. Flat Earth, probably. There I am, somewhere on there. Oh, there I am. So, that's happening next month on a Saturday. So, I don't know. There will be a Flaterday that day, I guess. Don't know. And this is exciting. So, the Italian mob, right? They've been wanting to get me over there for the longest time. My friend, Albino, there he is, Albino Gallipini, who's a brilliant Flat Earth author. He's wrote all these books. I've got 2 of them myself on the Flat Earth. Terra Platia. He does Flat Earth books. He's like the Eric Dubé of Italy, if you like. He's very well known. You can see him on documentaries, on television. If they get him in, here he is, Albino. If they get him in on a telly, they get him on there, basically. He's talking Carl Sagan there, talking about sticks in the fucking sand. So it's in July the 12th in this square, Smargo Square in Italy. If you are interested, the descriptions is below and you can speak to him on WhatsApp at this number. So it's going to be a Flat Earth meet. So I'm hoping to go. RiseAbove is coming August bank holiday. Myself, Dave Murphy's there. There's people tuning and rapping and ting. I don't know. Inspector Veg and Jason Arcakes is doing an online thing as well on a Sunday night. It's a 3-day event. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, bank holiday weekend in Bournemouth. And as you can see, there's plenty going on. Workshops, toroidal mechanics. So yeah. And Friday, £15, £25, 20, which is very, very reasonable too. And that is in a nice hotel. Come and see all of us. That is bank holiday weekend. If you're planning to do something and you want to break pattern and get the fuck out of your house and out of your chair, come and meet us. It's going to be a big party for the Flat Earthers. I am still, are you there? 600 of you. I'm still thinking on doing a big Flat Earth British meet. Okay, I'm still this summer, but I haven't done it yet. It's still in the, I'm thinking about it, but I'm going to do it stage, okay, which means it will happen. So keep an eye on this channel. This might be a chance for hundreds of us to get together, yeah, and have a hangout and a party, okay? That's what we're going to do. That's my plan. So this is at the end of the year, September. Illuminate and Elevate. Also, Conspiracy Mystic Guru, who is Alex, as you all know, he lives in Spain and does the Flat Earth music. Friend of mine, as you know, he's having a bash, a party in Spain in September, which he asked me to pop over. So hopefully I'm going to do that. And all the other Flat Earthers like Dave Mantle and everybody else is going. So there's the chat there. We love Campbell, and he's there. And I'm over there in 34 hours' time, talking to Campbell and Kelly, Tartarian, Australia. You should be brilliant. Okay, I'm going to give you a few shouts. Let's have a look what's going on. Whew. Need a drink. Chatter, JT. So yeah, thanks for linking them up. So yeah, I think, I'm not sure if that one's nearly sold out, the Alleviate. There's a lot of famous people going there, that Dr. Kaufman and other people. There's a lot of famous people. They say famous, I don't. It's all wasted on me, all that, you know. Okay, no. I'm like, yeah, what the fuck, Joshua? I'm famous. I'm more important than you. Oh, right, okay, whatever. That's going to hurt later. Joy, Hippie, thank you for linking that up. Crafty Kim and Justin and Lisa Veal, I seen you there giggling away in chat, Lisa. Hope you're enjoying the show. Joshua, Omega, good to see you again. Talking to our hippie, our resident hippie shake. Lacey C. Alpha Billy. And Dallas Fowler sent me a photograph. I know what Dallas Fowler looks like, where he was protesting for them ugly bloody lines that are smacking across the sky that they did yesterday. Now it's the shit today. But I'm not going to focus on that because that would be giving them my energy. But you can still notice that this is definitely going on. Chip, good to see you. Joshua, Kim. So I'm just coming at the 3-hour mark anyway. And it's been a really busy week, and I've done some shows. I went on to front row seat this week. I owe 2 hangouts out, but I've run out of time like this week. I've just been super busy, and the weather was nice. But I've got other things ongoing. So yeah, Tartarian convention, as I said, that is going to be free for everyone to catch on a YouTube channel, I think. And they require, or looking at hopefully getting donations to support that. New Bic, Hippie Shake. Jesus wept. I'll tear your soul apart. She is a Earth Grid Master. Yeah. Joshua, Epinephrine, Isabel. I hate photos. I hate taking photos. I'm not very good. I rely on other people. I haven't got any skills in photography because my pooey eyesight. Michelle is lovely and very smart. I've never spoken to her ever. I'm sure she's really lovely. Second, Darren. Shake. What is going on? You're casting aspersions. And Chris, good to see you. You can't handle the truth. Okay. Thanks, Glenn. So as you can see, I don't like to take life too seriously because what's the point really? It's not much fun at all, is it? So there's that. And I'm not really in the, in the camp of giving everything a big fucking dolloping of darkness and bleh. So I'm not really in that camp. I'm more into my pretty backgrounds. Beauty. I like beauty. Look at that. Touching my wall. I know. 3 royal guards. Okay, let's have a little look. So yeah, loads. All them links in the bottom. I've got a couple of books. If you want that PDF, martinliga7gmail.com, which I'll be able to give you that book on occultism and all of that mystical, magical stuff. So I hope you enjoyed it. It is good food for thought, isn't it? There's lots to think about there. Let me know what you think in comments concerning your experiences in what I've just talked about, whether or not you think life is predetermined or whether or not you think it's a construct that can be hacked, which is what I'm thinking, because I'm going to be a superhero. I'm not going to tell you my superhero power, though. Secret. No, it's not. No, it's not anything to do with sex. I know what you're thinking. Chris Newport, hi skinhead, mod man with ya. Oh, go on then, Chris. Lay you off. Time's passed. I'm over it. I can even visit Swansea now. Times have changed that much. Joshua, good to see you. Because we are light, you are not your body. No. No, man. Fucking on. I feel like that. Mankin. D. Manson. Thank you, Isabel. Thank you, Dal. Thank you, Mr. Rasta. Dreams are parts you remember of the download you get the following day. Well, I do like files and stuff, but I do remember I had a really good dreams last night. I really enjoyed it. But I can wake up and go back to sleep and go back to the same dream. I've always been able to do it. Like a movie, like my movie, where I'm the sheriff of my own town. And I'm appointing deputies. Okay? Kimo friend, Kimosabi. Hi, Kimosabi. Beautiful yesterday, great today, I know. Doesn't matter. We've had it hot for like literally 2 months, and it'll be back. Don't worry. It's a nice welcome change anyway. The plants will be good. Thank you, Missy. It's beautiful, isn't it? I think it's well, it's sacred geometry and beautiful colours, but I think it might be Iran or somewhere along those lines. Looks Persian anyway. Combat fin. Oh no, I think it says at the bottom on the picture where it is. Joy. Justin. I'm a fucking chef. Good for you, mate. Cook it up. And Romanian Bears in the house. Oh, my brother. Oh, much love to you. Art Tube. Build it and we will come. Yeah, so like I said, I'm thinking of doing a big hangout, a big meetup, somewhere midsummer, somewhere around solstice time. But I'm on timing. I got to know when things are happening, different times, schedule and all that. But I really, really want to, and it will be like practically free. Just cover the cost of wherever I hire for everyone to get together. That's what I want to do. And have a big party in a disco and some tunes, loud tunes. What I want. Good music. None of that fucking rap. Well, maybe Beastie Boys. They're all right. I like the Beastie Boys. Intergalactic. They were really good. They were quite inventive as well, the Beastie Boys. I can't do another tour. I don't want to do another tour. Not really in the camp of doing another tour. Campbell was on about doing a tour in October and November, but I don't know. I want to go to America. And I got all that stuff going. Nothing happening earlier on, though, in the year. Do another tour. Maybe next year. Need some actually doing properly. I'd done a tour before and it just wore me to the ground, got ill and everything. It's just too much. And I wasn't fit enough after Rona because I've been sat in my fucking ass and everything and just got ill. You died, actually. Truth, you died. So, got to be careful of that. A lot better now, though, than I was back then. Because I was on my way out. Thanks, my brother. Back in 2023, I think it was, or 2022. Thank you, Alva Billy. Right then, I got to get going, guys. I need to cut back and I need to go and do something myself. Linda, I've been talking for ages, my neck and everything. Linda Lee, what you say? I was connecting with my nephew a lot of the time, but I do enjoy Martin's smooth voice and his background, and I often answer along with him. That's the idea, Linda. You know, we're all friends here. You can just answer. That's what I want you to answer, and I want her all to look nice and fluffy, lovely. Beautiful, because that's what we do on here. We're classy. We're a class act here. YouTube. It's really, really shitty and scummy, isn't it? Usually, YouTube. I like refined things. Yeah. Don't Ripple. I'm gonna go now, mate. So you have to start from the very beginning. I gotta go and sort things out. Preparation for this has been eternal. And there's other videos. There's 2 up this week to watch. I made absolutely really, really good videos this last week, I find, but people yet to catch up on it. The algorithm was pushing me like fuck 2 months ago, but it's not doing it anymore. It's stepped off the gas, so to speak. Oh, go V, I liked you. Oh, yeah. Vanessa, if that's what V's for, which it is. Combat Finn. our Vanessa, Inga, and Shay. Thanks for being here, guys. Yeah, I really do appreciate you being here and bringing the love, bringing the vibration. Hope you enjoyed. Everybody likes to talk about little magic and their experiences in their life, but whatever they're telling us about reality, it doesn't fit with my personal experiences. And I'm not tripping out. I'm telling you that is what's going on, and that's what's been happening. I got the gift of seership. I'm able to see events of the future in my dreams and in visions. So there's that. Which is why I was on it, especially with the truth again, because I can see that little bit ahead, you see, and know what's going on, which is really fucking groovy, actually. And a curse at the same time. New guy, have a good rest yourself. Have a good rest of the weekend, guys. I'll be back very soon. I got loads of content. I only done like half the post here, guys. I just got so much. It's just like I said, it's time. Catching up with everything else I've got to do. Make sure to come over to Campbell's Autodidactic Monday morning. That's 9 a.m. That's linked up in my descriptions box in my community tab. Well, I'll hang out over there with Campbell. We love our Campbell. Really good sketches. And Kelly as well. Give it a cut. Adios, amigos. Have a good weekend. Jesus wept. And Marianne and Crafty Kim and Melisande. Who's there too? And Nathan. And Vibes. Tartaria. And thank you, N3L15. It's a curious name you have there. It's got a ring to it, though, hasn't it? Yeah. Okay, thank you, B. And Tracy Warner saying ta-ra. Have a great weekend, Michael, as well. And Sid and everybody. Stay epic. We enjoyed my weekend. Thanks you for bringing the jokes and the love. Absolutely fucking gift to humanity you are. Chris as well. Boom Shank, and may the seed of your loins be forever fruitful in the belly of your woman. I'm off to make a nice cup of tea and disconnect all of this stuff because I've got wires everywhere and lights on. Okay. Oh, loves me. Loves you too. Big last cutch. Okay, big massive squishy cutch to you all. And it's going to be longer than a 3-second cutch as well. Okay, it's going to be a long, I really care hug. Okay, one of those long ones, not overly long, and then it gets creepy. Just the right amount of time. Thanks, Claire. Nostalgia, as they say in Wales. I gotta get going. See you in a week. Huggage.